Hello and welcome to the United Stand. We're live for Manchester United versus West Ham at Old Trafford in the Premier League. And let me get the live comments up. That's always something I sometimes forget, but it's very important when doing a live watch along with the United Stand. What's going on? What's going on? I've got something. Oh yeah, sorry. That's for later. Don't worry about that. Okay, so excited is the word. Liverpool obviously won yesterday. That didn't excite me, as did City, as did Chelsea. And I think Arsenal, although I've been watching Bournemouth Arsenal, I suspect Arsenal will get a lucky win. Even though Bournemouth looked like they should have been well on top in the first half. So we've got to win today. I think we've got to win today, otherwise just to be in the same position we were on Friday behind our rivals. But I think for Manchester United it's more important building on Thursday night and getting another good result, which I think we will do. I'm confident. I'm not contemplating any negativity. Maybe that's naive. I'm excited. I'm also hearing that Schweinsteiger's on the bench, which would be fantastic. Although Carrick may well be injured. And Mkhitaryan starting. I'm not expecting Mkhitaryan to start. I'm going to sort of keep that on the lowdown for the next 8 minutes because we will have the team news for you in 8 minutes time. But if Mkhitaryan starts, that's fantastic. I've just got a funny feeling he won't. If going back to the preview, if those who missed it, I would suspect that our team will be something like De Gea in goal, Valencia right back, Jones and Rojo, Daley Blind at left back or Darmian, Herrera holding the midfield with Pogba and Rooney, Mata on the right, and I think he'll play Rashford on the left and Zlatan up front. That's what I think he'll do. Hopefully Mkhitaryan will be on the bench. But yeah, very, very excited. It is a pity it's not on TV. I'm sure everyone knows of ways they can find of watching it. Nothing further said. But we will be keeping you up to date on the watch along. So don't worry about that if you are not watching it. We always do keep you updated. And we'll be looking forward to you getting involved in it as well. We've got to win today. Just a little bit of a heads up as well. Please do share the link and get involved. If you're new to the United Stand, please subscribe to it and like the video. And also we will be doing, a few people have asked, are you going to do Sunday Night Live? When do we not do Sunday Night Live at 8:30 on a Sunday, funnily enough? We will be doing it. So I know it's a very quick turnover from the match finishing to that, but there's plenty to talk about. And Alex will be joining me at 8:30 and hopefully all you lot for Sunday Night Live, because that is our flagship show. Bastian actually made it to the bench, says the Gaming Nerd 123. Nothing yet. Lots of people asking how we will be watching it. I'm not about to put that out on a live stream. And maybe we won't be watching it, maybe we will, but we'll certainly be keeping you up to date. We need to give them the BBC, says Isaac Bishop. Danny Dyer, West Ham fan, very anti-Manchester United. I don't like him or EastEnders, so I would love to win it. Carrick fan does watch, Sam H. He gets involved every now and again. Who's playing? Shout out. Team news is coming up in the next 8 minutes. And Mark, thoughts on strong rumours of Jimenez or Lindelof in January? I think Lindelof is probably more likely because he's in Portugal, isn't he? Jimenez, or however you pronounce it, I can't see it happening because he's a Champions League player. He's playing in the Champions League. He's going for the title at Atletico Madrid. I just can't see that happening, but I'd like it to happen. I'm getting very excited about January. I don't want to dull it down by any means. But for me, at the moment, as 5 minutes off team news, I'm very, very excited about that. Shane Poskett is a big Danny Dyer fan. Takes all sorts. I'm not. Is Carrick injured? Says, oh my God, Ricky. Apparently he's got a thigh strain. Which, and Ryan MEFC just asking when FIFA League is going to be back. It should have been back on Friday. I'm gutted that I couldn't do it. We've not done it for 2 weeks. It will be back. But if we fall into this category now of today's all about United playing, tomorrow is Skype Goldbridge, Tuesday we'll be previewing the City game, the West Ham League game, then Wednesday it's the League Cup game, so maybe next Friday or Thursday, that's what I'm hoping to do. Mohammed Amir says it'll be 4-0 to United. I've gone for 3-1. Where is Coco the cat? She will be here for kickoff, don't worry about that. She's just out chasing birds at the moment, a bit like her owner. I don't own her actually. Mark, you look happy. I am happy. I'm really happy at the moment. I don't know why. A lot has changed, and I think the only thing I would say about this team news that is absolutely imminent is this: I can live with anybody that plays today. I'm not expecting Mkhitaryan to start, even though I would play him. And the only person I would be frustrated with is playing today, because it just, not because of dislike or anything like that, and I'm sure you can all guess, likened to a tree by many. It's just because he will slow us down. That front six against Feyenoord, and even in the home games against Burnley and Stoke when we didn't score, or the Leicester games when we did, or Arsenal. It's been I know Zlatan's not that fast, but he's fast in the way he moves the ball. But we've been very dynamic in the way we move around. Fellaini's just, as I've said so many times, he's slower than a dead snail going backwards, and we don't want that in our midfield. So I'm desperately hoping that... I don't expect him to start. That's the only one I would be frustrated about. Even if he plays Rojo and Darmian and Rooney and people like that, I'm not too bothered, because I think we're in a place at the moment where we do need to be a little bit more positive about things. So yeah, that's what I would say about the starting lineup. Somebody just said Memphis there. I know there's a lot of fans of Memphis on there. I'm obviously not. I think he's had his opportunities. I'm not convinced Jesse Lingard is a first 11 player for Manchester United. But what you can't doubt is his effort, and he gets it, and he comes on and he tries really hard. He may not be as good as Memphis as a footballer. I don't think he is. But he is the lesson, and Mata's the lesson, and Herrera is the lesson to the likes of Schneiderlin, Memphis, and even Martial. I mean, I love Martial, but something's gone wrong there. You've got to put the effort in, especially at Manchester United. Footballing ability is everything, but it's not everything, because if you don't put the effort in, people like Lingard will surpass you, because he puts the effort in, and that is the problem with Memphis. I don't expect Memphis to be on the bench today. It won't shock me. I know Memphis fans will. A lot of you mentioning that, but yeah. Jake Bull's on about Champions League. I don't think we're going to make any grounds on anybody in the top four today. I expect Arsenal to score, but we will see what happens with that. And hopefully I will be joined by Ross at some point when we get the team news in. What we normally do is we get the team news and then boom. So I'll be surprised if Mkhitaryan starts. I'll say that for you now. I'll also be, but I want him to. Hopefully we will see Schweinsteiger on the bench. That would be very, very interesting. And I think he'll get a great applause for that. But I want to see Mata playing, obviously. I want to see Pogba playing. I think Herrera has to come back into the team. I know some people were saying, oh, no, I wouldn't change the front six from Feyenoord. No, Herrera's got to come back in. But if we can find a place for Rooney, that's good. What we might have done, and it depended on whether Carrick was injured, we might have put Rooney to the left, which I wouldn't have been too fussed about. But we'll be closer to Spurs, says Ricky Clarkson. Well, Spurs are just bottlers, aren't they? I mean, and realistically, they've blown the Champions League, and they got blown away by Chelsea yesterday after a good first half. They are just bottlers. But West Ham, what do we think of West Ham? They're a decent team who are underperforming. They could be a threat today, but you know what? I think we are the bigger threat. We've got to be the bigger threat, and I fully expect us to be the bigger threat. So 3-1 for me. Manchester United solved the problem on Thursday. They started to put balls into the back of the net. That's not, that's what we've not been doing for all of those who've been watching the games. We are playing well. We've just not been putting the ball in the back of the net. So hopefully we'll do that today. Teams out, says James Richardson. Right, okay, let's go for it. Here we go. I've not got it out officially yet. It's probably out on other sources, but I always go from a very official one because I have been. We've had our fingers burnt in the past, so it isn't quite out yet. But if people in the live comments want to start talking about it, well, James Richardson says the team's out, but there's nothing coming through. Keane O'Sullivan wants a shout out. He's not on about the team. Juventus are losing 3-0 apparently. Please Bournemouth beat Arsenal, says Louise. It would be nice. It was a bit like Sunderland yesterday, wasn't it? But team news is out, so here we go. Let's do it. The starting 11. Mkhitaryan doesn't start. He's on the bench as predicted. Schweinsteiger is on the bench. Rooney's on the bench. That's a shock from straight away. So De Gea in goal. Valencia, Jones, Rojo, Darmian. Same back four as last week against Arsenal. Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Rashford, Lingard, Ibrahimovic. So I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised by that lineup. Give us your thoughts. Rooney dropped. I'm just putting a tweet out because I am surprised. I am surprised by that. It's frustrating for some fans, I suppose. But is it really? You got to back the manager. I do back the manager, but I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that Rooney's not in. I wasn't expecting Mickey to start. I think he deserved to start, but I wasn't expecting it. It was only 2 or 3 days ago. But I'm really surprised by Rooney. I mean, get commenting, folks. I thought he would have been, I've always felt that Mourinho didn't really want to drop him, and he's a big fan of his, and he's dropped, which is surprising. We've got Ross about to join me now as I put that tweet out. Hi, Ross.
Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm very good. Have you seen the team?
I have. I'm quite surprised by it, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, I was just saying
Um,
there. I mean, very quickly, I'll whiz through it for those who I know will probably be joining us as we talk. I'm quite surprised. It's the same back four as Arsenal, which I think a few of us had sort of suspected. So it's De Gea in goal, Valencia and Jones, Rojo, Darmian. The midfield three of Herrera, what looks like Pogba and Mata. So Mata at number 10 is a big positive. Lingard on the right, Rashford on the left, and Zlatan up front.
yeah, I mean, do you know what? It's a total surprise to what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something very similar to how we played on Thursday, but he's blown that right out of the water. But I'm so chuffed to see Schweinsteiger just back in with a look in. But we were talking about this on Thursday, the fact that Carrick played so long. We pointed towards the fact that he was never going to start this game. So I was fully prepared for that. But it's the surprised me most is probably Rashford. I didn't think Rashford would get a start, especially with the mistake he made against Arsenal and the fact that Jose's been punishing mistakes quite a lot recently. And I know Lingard had a good 10 minutes as well, but I thought Mkhitaryan might get a start based on his what I class as a phenomenal performance against Feyenoord. But it's good. For once, I look to the bench and I think actually it's a strong bench. You take Fellaini out of there and you got Mkhitaryan, Rooney, Schweinsteiger on the bench, and it looks strong. And again, I'm surprised to not see Wayne Rooney playing, to be honest, based on his performance Thursday. So it's going to be an interesting one, and it's a must-win game for us. And I feel like this team can deliver it as well, to be honest. But I personally would have played something slightly different.
It's funny. I was just going through the bench there, and I'll read it out as I'm doing it. So you've got Romero, Blind, Fellaini, Schweinsteiger, Mkhitaryan, Young, and Rooney. Ashley Young not really been involved. He gets a spot on the bench. I did predict that Memphis would not be on the bench, and he isn't. So the team's now going along the bottom there with all the subs, so you can read that. But I suppose it's just an indication of what a good team we've got. But Schweinsteiger comes in. We know Schneiderlin's fit. So is that Schneiderlin curtains? We know Carrick's obviously picked up an injury. No Memphis on the bench. No Luke Shaw on the bench. Darmian comes back in from not even being on the bench on Thursday, so he's obviously been impressed with him. I'm not going to be negative because it's all about winning. I didn't expect Mkhitaryan to start, so I'm not disappointed. I wanted him to start, but I thought it might be a little bit too much to just throw him into the Premier League. But the Rooney one surprises me. I'm not crying over that. I mean, I've been quite critical of Rooney. I thought he played well on Thursday. I expected him to play today, and I was happy with him playing. But again, it just shows you with this manager, he keeps us on our toes, and he's very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I was surprised to see Rooney out, but what? A midfield with Mata at number 10, I feel like can deliver with Pogba behind him.
I've just thought there's a great comment just gone there. Sorry to be rude. Anaban's just said Martial not even a looking.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, didn't see that at all. And we were talking about that in the group chat yesterday. About how his attitude might not be quite right, and I feel like he might get a little bit of time on the sidelines, basically given the Mkhitaryan treatment, because it is like your tweet went out. It was a great test of character to bench someone like that, and see if they either sulk like a little baby or they try and bounce back and prove their worth. And I think Herrera had 2 years of being stumped basically by Van Gaal and never complained once. Mkhitaryan had a little bit, and I think it's just Martial's turn, to be honest. He's not in form. He's going to be left out for a bit, and what we all want to see as United fans is him, get a bit of courage and fight for his place in the team. But again, if I was a player, especially of Martial's level, and I was not getting on the bench, and people like Ashley Young and Lingard were getting in ahead of me, I'd be absolutely furious.
It's a good point though, because I was talking about it and I tweeted it yesterday. I mean, Martial, we've seen with Mkhitaryan, we've seen with Mata, we've seen with Herrera. If you're frozen out, you're not out. And Schweinsteiger now, you're not out of this squad if you get frozen out. But what Mourinho may well be doing is it's a test. Can you take that on the chin and can you work your way back in? And I think that's what Martial's got to do, and hopefully he will, because there's a lot of people not happy about it. And I'm a massive fan of Martial. I really would love him to be part of the team. But you've got to trust the manager. We've trusted him with Mkhitaryan. We weren't happy about it, but we trusted him. And Mkhitaryan worked his way back in and was fantastic on Thursday. I ain't got a problem with Mkhitaryan being on the bench. I'd love him to have started, but you know what? we and Ross were on about this the other day, and a lot of you were. Little steps with Mkhitaryan. You know what? He had a fantastic 80 minutes. He was man of the match. He might get half an hour today. That's fine. Let's work him in. Last thing we want to do is that fall apart. Martial thing's interesting. He's going to have to work it. I think I'd never expected Memphis to be on the bench. Luke Shaw, good game Thursday, not involved. But this is what we wanted, isn't it, Ross? We wanted a team with a strong bench, a strong 11, and you just don't know what he's going to do. And I think the big one, whether you're a Rooney fan or not, and I know there's Rooney lovers out there, I really expected him to start. And I'm not saying he should have done, I expected him to. And in a way, I'm quite glad that he's not, because it's Mourinho doing it his way, and that's what we wanted when he took the job.
You know what? This is a great testament to the, sort of the fans' opinion as well, especially fans of the United stand, that from day one, everyone, including yourself mainly, was saying, we need Fellaini not in this team. We need Rooney dropped. We need Carrick playing. We need Schweinsteiger back. We need Herrera playing 90 minutes. And slowly enough, it's starting to come together. And I don't know why it's taken Mourinho slightly longer. Yet again, we don't see what he sees in training, but our opinion is coming through, and Mkhitaryan's back in the team, and it's starting to. Last 2-3 weeks, there's been a massive shift in the way we're playing and the teams that Mourinho's selecting, and I think he's starting to realise. He's definitely realised how important Carrick is to this team, and I think Carrick's form is one of the main reasons we're seeing Schweinsteiger back, because we said this weeks ago. He's the closest thing we have to Michael Carrick in the team. I don't think he's. I know Schweinsteiger's a World Cup winner, so it's hard to say this, but I don't think he's anywhere near Carrick's level as a footballer, because Carrick's just so clever in what he does. So, the team's coming through, and I agree. I'm pleased. I would have started Wayne Rooney just based on his Feyenoord performance, and I think Rooney's showing baby steps again, signs that he might be coming into some kind of form. But again, Mourinho's ignored all of that, and he's gone, I'm going to pick the 11 men that I feel are going to beat West Ham, which, hats off to him.
Carmichael says Mourinho is waking up. Dean Asker says Basti. And Pushan said, I told you last match that Schweinsteiger's going to come back in. And Tommy Harold says, sick of Rashford on the wing. He needs to play up top or be on the bench. I just had a funny feeling Rashford was going to play on the left, because I didn't think he wanted to play Mkhitaryan. And then, who do you trust on the left? Martial's obviously not doing it. You can't trust Memphis. Ashley Young's not really it. Rashford's probably his best option, but like Ross, I was a bit surprised. But those who moan, we can all start moaning. I said this on Thursday. We can all moan, but I do think United will win today. We won well on Thursday, and I think we've got to go on a big winning run. And what you want on a winning run is decisions like he's made today, where good players like Rooney and Mkhitaryan have been dropped to the bench and other players come in, because that will be they not in Mkhitaryan's sense. I think he'll accept it, little steps, but in Rooney's head he'll be like, bloody hell, I've played probably the best I've played in 2 years on Thursday, and I'm not starting the game. Wait till I get on that pitch, and he will come on. Rooney will come on around 70 minutes, 100%. I think we'll see Mkhitaryan as well. I don't think we'll see Schweinsteiger, but what's your interpretation of that, Ross? I mean, I thought he was going to be, he's gone from training with the kids to training with the first team, which is, I thought that would be his limit, and then we'll sell him in January. He's now got himself onto a bench. It's not unrealistic that we're going to see him in a Man United shirt again, which why would we sell him if we're going to do that?
It's an absolute testament to Schweinsteiger as a person, to be honest. The fact that if I was relegated, if I was trying to be sold in the summer, actively being pushed out the club, one, I probably would have gone. But he stayed because he said he loved Manchester United. I'm sure he loved the money as well. But to be relegated to the under-19s as well, and the way that I almost wondered if he was doing it to spite Mourinho, the fact he was being so nice and so positive about Manchester United. But there's obviously some truth in what he's doing, because if he was doing that to spite Mourinho, there is no way Mourinho would be bringing him back. I mean, people would say that we needed to bring him back, but we didn't need him. We've got so many youth players in that team that could have quite easily come in for him. And I think it's an absolute testament to his professionalism and the fact that he's so well liked in that Manchester United squad. And there's probably players in that team, in that starting 11, that are just as giddy as us today. The fact that he's back in with a look in, because he's a massive character. And yeah, he probably won't play at all today, but it's such a huge statement to just put him in that squad. And I don't know if you saw it earlier, there were some tweets out from the Old Trafford ground, and the fans just hanging around waiting for the team bus to come in, because they knew Schweinsteiger was going to be on it. And it's it's massive. That positivity, that it's almost like a new signing, and we had a new signing on Thursday with Mkhitaryan. We've just got another one today.
Yeah. Just very quickly as well, Darren Kelly. No, it wasn't Darren Kelly. He's just talking about how strong the United squad is. I thought he said the United stand is. Michael Carrick 16 says Mata's captain. So Mata's the captain. That's a positive. And Matrixify says Mkhitaryan on at 60 minutes as a sub, ease his way in. Exactly. I think that I'm more than happy with that. I'd like him to have started because selfishly I just want to watch him play. But for what's better for him and Manchester United, I'd agree with that. Mkhitaryan should have been picked instead of Lingard, says Kea. Yeah, it's not FIFA, it's real life, and I just think it's better for him that he works his way in gradually, and especially against if we're 2 or 3-0. I mean, just very quickly, let's get back on track about the game. West Ham are not that bad, but I think the exciting thing for me when I look at this team, I understand the concerns about the back four. I never thought I would see a Manchester United back four that plays against Feyenoord with Phil Jones, Blind, Luke Shaw and Valencia, and then in the more important game we drop Blind and Shaw to bring Rojo and Darmian in at left back. But they've been doing quite well. But where this game excites me the most, you know what? I thought Lingard did quite well against Feyenoord, but I don't think he's a first team United player. I think he's a good squad bench player. I don't think Rashford's a left winger, so they don't really excite me that much. What excites me the most is Mata, Pogba and Herrera. That's where the game's won and lost for me, Ross.
Definitely. And Mata, we were talking about this last week, being so underrated as a number 10. Just because he hasn't got he doesn't score the worldly goals that maybe other players doesn't score, but the consistency of his goals is just astonishing, and especially in big games. So, that centre, that Pogba, Herrera, Mata is starting to look like what we thought it was at the start of the season, that we were actually getting a world-class midfield core. And world class, I'm not saying they're world class at all at the minute, but there's signs of it, and I'd love to see some massive chance for Herrera today, because we're obviously going to be after a Michael Carrick replacement very soon, and it needs someone like Herrera or Schneiderlin, who's not getting the look in, to fill in that role. Otherwise we're going to have to go into the transfer market, and Herrera's always going to be on the fringe. So this is a bigger game for Herrera as it is for any player on that pitch today, to prove that he can fulfill that role. And what a great coach to have with you as well in Michael Carrick and Bastian Schweinsteiger to coach you into a holding midfield role, and I think that he can fulfill it, and lots of creativity. I'm with you, Mark. The wings does worry me a little bit. We've got no one on the wing that can put in a cross. And Rashford can run at defenders, but he hasn't really been getting much glory with that recently. So the wings do worry me. So it's going to be a very central Manchester United performance tonight.
Michael Carrick 16. You deserve to get banned for watching that rubbish anyway. He knows what I'm on about. The Herrera thing is superb. You know what? Rooney, expected him to play. A lot of us did. And it just shows the improvement and how well Herrera's done now, that he didn't play in a very good performance on Thursday, but he walks back into this team for our club captain, Wayne Rooney. I mean, that's effectively what's happened. And that just shows you what hard work, effort and understanding what this club is all about is. And I think that's a great positive. Got nothing against the players who've missed out today. Blind, Shaw, I would have been happy if they'd played. Rooney, I would have been happy if they'd played. Mkhitaryan, obviously. But in a way, I'm more excited the fact that they're not playing, because it's just strong leadership from the manager. It's like, no, this is the team I've got in mind. 4 of them may not have even been involved on Thursday night in a very good performance, but this is the team I want to play. So really happy about that. Just having a look, let's talk about West Ham for a couple of minutes. Their 11 is out. For those who are interested, Randolph in goal, don't know much about him. Cresswell, Coyote, whatever. Lanzini, Obiang, Sacco, Noble, Collins, Ogbonna, Payet, Antonio. Last year they were a good team. This year they're not a good team, and actually I look through that 11 and I sort of see why they're not a good team. It just doesn't jump out of me as a team that maybe last year we were quite fearful of. I don't know what's gone wrong with West Ham this year. I don't really propose to go into too much depth as to what's gone wrong with them, but they're certainly not the opposition they were last year. And have you got any concerns about them?
No, I think we should be rolling over West Ham today, definitely. Their strongest, their best player this season has been Antonio, their left back, but he's the absolute worst left back in the Premier League as far as defensively goes. So we should be exploiting them down the wings. And perhaps that might have been a little tactical choice for Mourinho to play someone like Rashford down the right or left because their wing backs do like to bomb forward, and that will leave a lot of space for balls over the top. So we could be seeing that. And do you know what? The one thing we haven't spoken of is I'm excited to see Zlatan back in the Premier League today as well. But, we saw glimpses of him in Europa League. I didn't think he had the best game, but I thought he did all right. Big game for Zlatan today. Talking about a new contract as well with him potentially. It hasn't gone through yet, so I think he needs to start proving himself a little bit with the United fans. So yeah, I West Ham don't really worry me at all, to be honest. If it's if it's a draw today, it's considered more than 2 points lost. It'd be an absolute disaster.
You know what, I was thinking about this before, and I don't do I can't think of the word. I don't ever over-egg the pudding. I can always think of that one. And I personally think if we don't win today, we're going to have to focus on the Europa League. People can say that's really over the top, but I don't think it is. I mean, are Arsenal winning at the moment? I don't know. But if
they
Arsenal,
are 2-1.
Yeah, so Arsenal were always going to win against Bournemouth, even though Bournemouth from that first half put them away. So everybody ahead of us, well, the top four. I mean, people are saying we're going to close up on Spurs. I don't care about Spurs. They're not in the top four and they're bottlers. It's Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and City, and they've all won. If we don't win, we've got to win today just to stay where we were on Friday. So if we don't win today, it's getting too much. You're 11 points, 10 points off. Like, it's 8 points off fourth. It's too much. It's too much. So we've got to win. We've got to win it, and I suspect we will. I throw it back. I mean, Ross makes a good point about Zlatan. We spoke a lot of time about whether Rooney deserves to be dropped. Some people think Memphis should be on the bench. Some people think Martial should be playing. Mkhitaryan should be starting. Kayer's just said Rooney deserved to be in after last week. I mean, we can talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But I'm a fan of Zlatan, and I think you're a fan of Zlatan, and it's never come into my head that he shouldn't be starting. But I know that there are United fans out there who maybe aren't massive fans of Zlatan, and I suppose his place isn't really in danger because you wouldn't want Rooney playing at number 9. The only other option's Rashford. I mean, Zlatan picks himself, surely.
He does, but the one thing I'd like to see, and talking about him again, is Martial playing up front for United, because I think under Van Gaal he was put out on the wings because he was so effective in an ineffective team. But I don't think Martial's ever had a run at playing up front in a team that actually creates chances. Because let's not forget, Martial is a great finisher of the ball, and he can head the ball as well. But he's not getting a look in because he's playing out on the wing, and he's playing very poor out on the wing at the minute. But as is Rashford, because this is such a different team to the way Van Gaal used to play, and we play better football, and it's not so reliant on wingers beating the man, because that's all we used to have. If Martial and Rashford didn't beat the fullbacks, we had no creativity in the team. That's all changed now, and we rely a lot less on our wingers to create the chances. So I'd love to see Martial be the number 2 to Ibrahimovic, but at the minute it is Rashford, and I agree with that, but I don't agree with playing Rashford out on the wing, then putting him up front for a bit, then back on the wing. He needs to give these players their position, not for the rest of their career, but at least for the next sort of few months or even the season, to say, hang on Rashford, you're a winger for this season, and Martial, you're a striker. Because at the minute we have Zlatan as our out and out striker, and our number 2 to Zlatan is whoever fits the bill for that certain game. There isn't a nailed on number 2 for him. So I agree that he should start today. I love Zlatan, but I'd like to see some competition for him, and there isn't any at the minute.
Yeah, well, Martial probably is good competition, like you say. But you know what? If you watched us when Van Gaal was in charge, this first hour we would be going mad about Fellaini starting and why is Herrera and Mata. But we sort of knew why, because Van Gaal was inept. And he didn't understand the Premier League. I think what Mourinho has shown and the longer he's at the club, I think the more relaxed I've become. Even though that's probably not the 11 I would have started today, I don't have any inclination to question it or say he doesn't know what he's doing, which I did with Van Gaal, and I definitely did with Moyes. And those fans who say, oh, well, what do you know, Mark? You're not paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. Well, I think every Manchester United fan doesn't get paid anything to manage United, but we all knew more than Van Gaal. So I never go down that road of just because they're manager of our club, they know more than us. But I think with every passing week, like I say, with Mourinho, it's not the 11 I would have gone with, but I'm happy with it because I trust what he's doing. And I understand why people are frustrated about Martial, and even, I'll come to Memphis in a moment, but Fosu Mensah and people like that. But I think what he's shown, and the great thing about today is, what he's shown is that somebody like Herrera, who's a fan favourite but couldn't get near the team, he's now one of the first on the team sheet under Mourinho. Schweinsteiger, frozen out, never going to wear a United shirt again. Hard work, he's on the bench. Mkhitaryan, obviously a fallout, looks like it's finished. Hard work, he's playing. So this just shows to me that if the player has got the attitude, they will get in the team. And that's what Martial's got to do, and it's what any other favourite you've got has got to do. Whether it's Fosu Mensah, Martial, Memphis, whoever, they can do it. If they don't do it, then there's a reason for that, and we must trust the manager. I think he's shown that to me in absolute bucket loads, Ross.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the fact that he'd bring someone like Schweinsteiger back is a huge statement. And it shows other players that, you know, we can get into this team regardless of where you're at. And like you say, we sat through 2 years of the most bizarre footballing decisions I've ever seen under Van Gaal. I mean, some of them were just absolutely crazy. And in the last sort of 2-3 weeks, there's been a shift at Manchester United because I just looked at Paul Scholes, punditing for BT Sport on Thursday, and that's the first time I think I've ever seen Paul Scholes positive about a United performance and confident. You know, he said it before the game. This is going to be 4-0, and it was sort of 2-3 weeks in the making because we're playing really good football. And I saw a tweet the other day. I forgot who it come from, and it said that Manchester United's poor results is a big factor in Paul Pogba's criticism because Paul Pogba's playing really, really well and he's going completely under the radar because we're not winning every week. But if we start winning every week, and I feel like this is coming now, the praise will come on the team. Everyone will get off Rooney's back and everyone will get off Mourinho's back, and it will just start to flow. And there's something different that, like I've seen in the last 2-3 weeks that I never saw under Van Gaal, and it's not results because Van Gaal got results with poor performances. Mourinho's turned the performances around before he's got the results, but the results will come if we keep playing it as we play. I
want to talk about Rooney for a moment, but there's a comment in from Sam H, who's basically another outlet has said that Schweinsteiger is in the team to give him a proper send-off. Thoughts? I think it's the most ridiculous. I'll get Paul's thought. I do it all the bloody time. I'll get Ross's. They look similar. I think that's nonsense. I don't think and everyone's got the right to opinion. I'm not dissing the person who said it, but you're asking me whether I think Schweinsteiger's on Manchester United's bench so that he can come on for 5 minutes and have a proper send-off. This is big bucks, folks. This is Manchester United. We are nowhere near the top 4. We need to win games. We are not in the habit of sticking players on the bench so we can give them a nice send-off. That's not what is happening because he could have put, worst case scenario, Herrera does his cruciate in the first 5 minutes. Fellaini falls down the stairs on his way up to this. We've got no midfielders left. And 15 minutes, we've got to bring Schweinsteiger on. No, not in a million years. Schneiderlin could have been on the bench. Fosu Mensah could have been on the bench. There's loads of other options. And I think it's disrespectful to Schweinsteiger to think that. Schweinsteiger's on the bench because he's come back training for the first team. He's good enough. He showed the right amount of effort and Mourinho trusts him. This is not the time to be... I don't know what your thoughts are, Ross. I just think that's very outlandish. I'd be amazed if it was true.
Yeah, I disagree. Don't think that's true at all. I don't think Mourinho would do that for the sake of his own pride as well. I think Mourinho wouldn't bring Schweinsteiger back in this team in any. You wouldn't phase someone out to bring them back for a swan song. You phase them out and they're gone. And he's brought them back out, and he risks a lot of egg on his face for doing this because he was so stubborn with it at the start of the season, and even when he brought him back to training, he was still. He's only back in training to get fit for another move, and that was all that he would say on it. And maybe a lot of that was said to sort of deflect the limelight from the situation, because all of a sudden he's back in the team, and it's not the shock that we would have had if this news hadn't have broke with him back in training. And we all sort of thought that he'd come back into training within lines to make the odd appearance for United, because there'd be no point. I don't think he's going to gain anything from training with the first team and then training with the under-19s for a move, because all you need is match fitness at the end of the day. So, yeah, disagree. I think he's in the team for a reason. And my personal thought is it's a Carrick number 2.
Which he should be. I think he should be anyway. Fancy Kid says, Mark, is Martial finished? No, for the reasons I said 10 minutes ago. I think Mourinho has shown, very funnily enough, we were just talking about Schweinsteiger, Mkhitaryan and Herrera matter. If you work hard in this team, you will get into it. And Martial needs to buckle down. I love him. I think he's a fantastic player, but there's a reason he's not in the team, and you've got to trust the manager. Same for anybody else who you like. But the big one is obviously Rooney's not in the team. That surprised a lot of people. Whether Rooney should be starting or not, I expected him to start. He did play well on Thursday night, but it was a Europa League game, folks. It was a Europa League game, and in fairness, for the last few league games, Rooney's not been starting, and For the bigger picture for Manchester United, I actually think it's a big positive that Rooney's not playing, because I think we're all quite shocked about it, because Rooney plays well, Rooney plays for Manchester United, but we needed to turn that chapter. And Rooney probably isn't finished at Manchester United, but we definitely needed a new chapter where it isn't if Wayne Rooney plays well, he plays for Manchester United. Because, to be honest, Wayne Rooney playing well isn't Wayne Rooney playing well of 3 or 4 years ago. And is Wayne Rooney playing well better than Mata playing well, better than Herrera playing well, better than Pogba playing well? Jose Mourinho obviously doesn't think so. And Rooney will have a massive part to play for Manchester United for me, but I think it surprised me he didn't start. But in a way, I'm very happily surprised, because I just think it's a new chapter where, yeah, you're part of it, but you're not necessarily on the first team sheet just because you're playing well.
It's interesting. I've just seen a West Ham fan saying we've got Payet on your live comments, but if you believe the rumours, you ain't going to have him for much longer. And well, there's rumours that he's coming to Manchester United, but I believe that the timing of that rumour is based around these 2 games that we've got with West Ham, and someone's leaked something to unsettle the player. That's my personal opinion on it. But I just, the Rooney thing, it's a catch-22. I did want him to start because of his form, but at the same time, I totally agree. The fact that he's not starting is, I don't think he's not starting because he's got a bad attitude or he's not performing in training. He's not starting because he feels like he's got a better 11 out there, and I'm not going to play Wayne Rooney anymore because you are Wayne Rooney. It's you've got to play better than you played against Feyenoord to get into this team now. And that's exactly how it should be, and that's what I like to see. Make no mistakes, I think if Mkhitaryan had one more game under his belt, he'd definitely be starting this game, because his performance against Feyenoord, I believe, was phenomenal, honestly phenomenal. But I think it's just a match fitness thing with him. But Rooney, you've gone up a level in your performance. We've all noticed it, but there's more to come from you. And if you're going to displace, Van Gaal used to drop Juan Mata for what I saw for absolutely no reason, and I think Mourinho has realised how important Juan Mata is to this team. And it's if you're going to come into this team and replace Juan Mata, you need to be playing better than Juan Mata. Is Rooney playing better than Juan Mata? Absolutely no chance.
No, I'd agree. Thanks for that, Ross. A fantastic half an hour as per usual. Are you going to come back on at half time?
Yes, I'll be about. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll see Ross.
Cheers, Mark.
I didn't get your score prediction very quickly.
3-0.
3-0.
Cheers, Mark.
I'll speak to you at half time.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers, pal. 3-1 I've gone with, just for anybody who knows. A lot of people saying are you going to talk about Mkhitaryan. Just very quickly, we go live an hour before the game when the team news comes out. So we've probably discussed a lot of things already, and I don't want to go over it for those people who've been with us from the start. But Mkhitaryan not starting, I expected it, so I'm not frustrated or anything like that. And as we've just been talking about for the last half an hour, my ideal United 11 probably would have Martial on the left. It would certainly have Fosu Mensah on the bench. It would have Luke Shaw at left back, and I'd be playing Daley Blind over Rojo. But it's not about that. It's about, at the moment, it's about form, and it's about the trust of the manager. And I think, under Van Gaal, this wasn't the case. But if you worked hard and you understood what United is all about, then you will get into this team. Schweinsteiger's gone from nothing to a matchday squad. Herrera is now the most important player in that team. Mata's playing at number 10. Mkhitaryan, frozen out, hard work, gets back in the team. That's what you want. Now I'm a massive fan of Martial, but he's clearly not doing enough in training. I've said it enough about Memphis, and people say you're a Memphis hater. I'll do it about a player that I have massively backed all season last year, all summer, and most of this season. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Martial needs to work harder, and I'm a massive Martial fan. I will be fair, and you know what? I did expect Rooney to start today, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But again, I think you've just got to back the manager. You've got to back the manager, and I'm excited by this team. We've got to win today. I can't guarantee we will. We've got to win today, but I think with Herrera, Pogba, and Mata as central positions, we will win. I'm a bit concerned about Lingard and Rashford on the wings. I think Lingard played well against Feyenoord, but I'm not convinced he's a starting 11 United player. I think he's a good player off the bench. Rashford on the left, again, not convinced by his final ball as a wide player. He's a striker. But if he's not, I'm sure it'll work out. Right. I just want to do something now. Hopefully this is going to work, because I'd be ashamed if it doesn't. Right. A lot of you, if you're new to the United Stand, please subscribe. It is free, and like the video. We like to try and get 1,000 likes on a match day watch along. But people say to me all the time, I've had about 3 more emails this week, how do we know you're going live? Well, if you subscribe to the channel and you click the bell, every time we go live, you will get a notification that we're going live. You don't have to watch it, but you'll know that we're live. So people, I've shown you once before, but I will show you again. So on the screen you're on at this moment in time, this is going to take 30 seconds for me to do it. So I'm going to go to there. That's not where I want to be. I want to be here. Right, so you're watching me now. I've paused me because I just love to look at myself. So you're watching me there. You've got your live comments there. Right, come down to this screen here where it says the United Stand. Click it. Sorry, come back. I'm an idiot. Right, what you want to do, because I've just realised if you click it, you can't hear me. So we're going to click that, and then over here in the middle, there'll be a subscribe. There'll be a subscribe button, okay? So watch what happens. And you click subscribe, and there's a bell next to it. So I'll go United Stand to the home page. Up here, click subscribe. And then when you've clicked subscribe, there's a bell. You click the bell, send me notifications for this channel, yes, and save. And then you can come back into the stream. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you will get told every time we are live. A lot of people don't do the bell thing. Do the bell thing, then you know when we're live. Come back. Come back. Okay. But to be honest, we're live every Sunday at 8:30, which we will be tonight with like a week review. We're live on Monday night at 8:30 with Skype Goldbridge, which is where you can call in and have your say. And to be honest, we're pretty much live every night at 8:30, whether it's previews or whatever. And if there's a match, an hour before kickoff, we are live. So get involved, have your say. I'm looking forward to it. Can somebody just tell me what the Arsenal score is? I'm sure they've won. In fact, I'll check it myself, because it's not that I don't trust you. I just I'm a bit anal about those things. So they've won 2-1, which is quite surprising, really, considering Bournemouth absolutely battered them in the first half. But I expected that to happen. And the more important thing I wanted to check is how that affects the team. So we are 6 points behind. We'll be 9 points behind. We're 9 points off top 4 as things stand. And we are 11 points, 12 points off the top. So we've got to win. We've got to win today. No messing around. It's not a great situation to be in for Manchester United, because we've dropped so many points. But I think it was always going to be a matter of how quick Mourinho could start to bed things in and get things happening his way. And I think he has done that now. I do. I think that is starting to happen, and that's really important. We've got to go on a run. We've got to go on a run. I mean, this game, I'll be amazed if we don't win it. You've got to beat West Ham at home. Next week, Everton away, tough, but we've got to win it. The week after that, Spurs at home, tough, but we've got to win it. We've got to take 9 points from the next 3 to do anything from this season, because we've given up too many get-out-of-jail cards. We've dropped too many points against Stoke and Burnley and Arsenal. We can't afford to drop any more points, so we're going to have to win some tough games this season. We're probably going to have to go to the Emirates and win. We're probably going to have to go to the Etihad and win. And we're probably going to have to beat Liverpool at Old Trafford. But that's the situation we've put ourselves in. But we've got the players to do it. We've definitely got the players to do it. We're not Van Gaal Manchester United, with a team that doesn't play that well, that grinds out results. This team can go and beat teams. It's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. Matrixify, is there another way I can support the United Stand? Second paragraph in the video description is our Patreon page. You can more than happy to contribute that way. Martial is dropped, can happen, says Basil. Team is depressing, says Steve Tittlebaum. I'm amazed by that comment, but please give us a little bit more, Steve, because I'm happy with the team. I mean, I look at the team, and the first thing I look at, I don't know what you lot look at, is that I look at the midfield 3, because that's where a game's won and lost. unless you've got somebody up front who doesn't put the ball in the back of the net, which is what happened against Stoke and Burnley. But I think Mata, Herrera and Pogba have been fantastic in the home games, and I expect them to be fantastic today. Got to put the ball in the back of the net. But that's where I look. Oh, I'll go Herrera, Pogba, Mata. We can win this game. We're going to create the chances. We can definitely do it. In the past, you might have looked at it and gone, an out-of-form Rooney or Fellaini's in there, and you're like, Jesus, this is not looking good. So I'm happy with it. I'm a bit concerned about the wide men. I'm a bit concerned about the defence. But at Old Trafford, at home, we should be all right. And to be fair, Phil Jones has been playing well. My biggest gripe about Phil Jones is whether he'll stay fit. Rojo is something else. I think he is an accident waiting to happen. But maybe Mourinho's sorted him out. He's one of the best defensive coaches there are in the league, in the world. Sam H says, this is the same forward six which mauled Leicester. Stop complaining. And it's a very good point. A very good point. In fact, I'm going to tweet that out, Sam, because I think it's a really good point to make. And I think anybody who is moaning about it, let's just see what happens in a game. I think that's very important. Okay. Right. I'm looking for... comment here. Somebody just Paul, who does our website, says it's criminal that Mkhitaryan's not starting. I didn't expect him to start. I know a lot of you probably did, but I did not expect him to start because I thought, you know what, little steps. Don't want to talk like that. Little steps with Mkhitaryan. He's coming from the cold. We've warmed him up. He was man of the match on Thursday. What's better, throwing him into a difficult game from minute one, Premier League's different to Europe, or giving him the last half an hour of a game? You know, we might be 0-0 with half an hour to go, and we go, Mkhitaryan comes on. So, I think the sort of player he is, we will definitely see something of him. I'm convinced of that. So, and I'm looking forward to that as well. The Skype name for tomorrow is Mark Goldbridge on Skype, but that's 8:30 tomorrow. That's your show. We'll go live at 8:30. Skype will open up. I'll hit calls, and you will come on in that box next to me, and you will tell me what you want to talk about. So that's what that's about. But that's tomorrow. So, like I say, subscribe to the United Stand. It's logical if you support Manchester United, or even if you don't, just get involved. We've got 53,119 subscribers. We always do this. Shall we try and get 53,500 during the game? Please share the link. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe and help the United Stand. The bigger we get, the bigger your voice gets, because we are the only 100% independent fan channel out there, and it really is about your opinions. If you've never watched a watch-along before, it's a watch-along. We can't show you the match because that's illegal, but what we can do is give you updates on what the game's going. Everyone's talking about it. You're giving your thoughts on who's doing well, who's not doing so well. That's exactly what it's all about. Exactly what it's all about. So get involved and give us your thoughts. I've done my score prediction. I'm going 3-1. Awesome guys. Happy that Lingard's playing. I've got nothing negative to say about Lingard. He came on for the last 10 minutes like Memphis did, and he was more impactful. That's what it's all about. He probably deserved to start. Mark, apparently Martial's girlfriend was in an accident, says Nicholas Anderson. I don't know about that. I didn't expect him to be on the bench anyway. I think he's frozen out at the moment. He's got to work himself up. Rohan says, has the match already started? Doesn't start for 20 minutes, mate. And Kay Roberts subscribed to the channel on Thursday. Thanks, Kay or Kai. Bola Habib is worried about today. I'm not worried at the moment. It's not on UK TV, this game. A lot of people asking, it's not on. I don't know why we're playing at 4:30, and I don't know why we're not on telly. But that is the way. I've just had a tweet from my friend saying miserable git with a link to a tweet. So let's have a look what it is. If he's watching, he's just old. He's not miserable, and I'm not going to say it on here because it would cause trouble. Let's say, but will do. Full support for your channel, Mark. It's a shame the girl from last season not on the channel anymore. Arlong, that's Zara. I know who you're on about. It is a shame, but she works for Manchester United now, so it's not a shame for her, and it just shows you what this channel can be. And people who Skype in, some of them people are now going to be involved on the channel. So, you know, Ross came in the summer. All sorts of opportunities on this channel, and that's what it should be about. And if you want to write for the website, I haven't said this for a while, go to theunitedstand.com, go through the contact thing and write for the website. We're always looking for people to write for it. So, you know, we don't just say it for a laugh. There's loads of opportunities to get involved in this channel. And we will always, whether I'm involved or not, it will always be about fan opinion, because that's the most important voice in football. And it is getting louder. Fans are just abused and used for their money. And realistically, you take the fans out of football and football has no money. So it is about you. Antonio says, is Martial done? Not for me. No, he's not. I think he's very far from done. I just think there's no need to be dramatic. I would have Fosu Mensah on the bench. I would have Martial in my team. I would have Blind in the team. I would have Shaw in the team. I would. I'm not going to lie. But am I bothered by the team that Mourinho's put out today? Not at all. Because you know what he's shown us in the short time he's been here? That you can have somebody who was basically frozen out in the summer like Schweinsteiger, who's worked hard, got his head down, done it the right way. He's on the bench today. You've got somebody like Herrera and Mata. Mata was probably going to be sold. Herrera couldn't get in the team. They're now one of the first two names on the pitch through hard work and dedication to the cause. And Mkhitaryan, frozen out. Fallout after the Man City game, looks like he's going to be sold. Head down, hard work, talent. He's in the team on Thursday. He's on the bench today. This shows me that this manager, if you work for him and show the right attitude, you can be frozen out, but you can be back in very quickly. And that's why it always amazes me about people who like Memphis. And I don't dislike Memphis. Michael Wander, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Michael. But there's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you work hard, you will be in this team. If you are good enough and you work hard, you will be in this team. And again, you know, Jesse Lingard's a perfect example of that. You know, ability-wise, he's not as good as Memphis. He's not as good as Martial, but he is starting today. And that's through hard work and getting what it is all about. And to be honest with you, I'd rather have Lingard playing than Memphis and Martial if they're not going to try. And you know what? I never thought I'd say that, but I'm a massive, massive, massive fan of Martial. Edwin Castro says that Martial's girlfriend had a crash, that's why he's not playing. I don't, you know, maybe she has, but you know what? He's a Manchester United player. He's a Manchester United player, and I don't think he would have been in the team anyway. I don't think he would have been. He wasn't involved. He was took off after an hour against Arsenal, and he wasn't even involved against Feyenoord. Just having a quick look on Twitter to see if there's anything about Martial. There's a comment somewhere there from an Arsenal fan about it, but let's have a look. Okay, Rojo in defence. We can forget a clean sheet, says Ochanagonoko. I read that completely wrong. Apologies for that. Let me see. Memphis got skills, but a slow footballing brain. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Martial should play as a striker alongside Zlatan. Please respond, Mark, says Kriggs. I think the days of playing 4-4-2 are gone, or two up front are gone. I really do think that. I'd like to have had him on the bench today, because actually Zlatan never gets subbed. But what if he got injured? Who are we going to throw up front? I suppose you could put Rashford up front there. We've got options. I've thought before. I've spoken before. I thought, but if Martial was fit though today, you look at the bench. Where would he have gone? He's effectively a winger. Would Mkhitaryan have been on the bench? You know. Maybe they took Ashley Young's place and then we'd have an even stronger bench. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right. What I need to do now is have a look at something else. But I'm very happy with the team. For those who've joined us a little bit late, I'm sure you know what the team is now. De Gea in goal, Valencia, Jones and Rojo and Darmian back in the team, which is interesting. Herrera, Pogba, Mata, what a midfield that is. Lingard on the right, Rashford on the left, some pace, and Zlatan up front. And we, to be honest, you know, at least we put a bit of pace in there. We did need to do that, and I'm glad that we have. Marcus, if you are on the live comments, let me know, because I know that you were meant to be coming on today, but I can't see that you're online for me to give you a call, which is a shame. But let's see. He's offline. Okay, bottled it like a scouser, but. we're 15 minutes off kickoff, so there's plenty of time left yet to discuss things. What I will do, I don't know how you're watching the game. I'm not going to profess or tell you how to do it, but what we do on a watch along is we rely heavily on you, on the live comments, and what you've got to say, tactics, how it's going, etc., etc. Below the score, below me, 0-0. Below that, the timer will start as soon as the game kicks off, so you know what's happening. Below that, you've got the Manchester United team news and the subs. And obviously you've got me talking, and also if you want to, some of you come out with some fantastic comments. In fact, most of you do. If I see any good ones, I will copy and paste them during the game. And Kriggs is excited that Phil Jones is finally getting some game time, a massive turning point in his career. I'd hold judgment. I'd hold judgment on that, because it's whether he can stay fit, and he's never done it in his career at Manchester United. Smalling says Danderman. I think he's obviously injured. Bay's still injured. Marcus is in the live comments. Obviously, he doesn't fancy popping in. Bottler, obviously a Liverpool fan. He won't like that. But Schweinsteiger on the bench. Well done, says Solomon. I can't watch the game, says Danny Collins. Well, just stick with the United stand. We'll keep you well and truly updated. Don't worry about that. What happened to extra time, says Donny Pollitt. We stopped doing it because it was just a hell of a lot of hassle for people who didn't want to pay for it, and we just stopped doing it. Is Memphis done, says Coco 2193. I think he is. We'll talk about it more over the next few weeks, but yeah. Transfer news, says Rowan. Transfer news is going to talk about it more in depth tonight on the Sunday show at 8:30 with Alex and you lot. But Griezmann is going to come to Manchester United in the summer. I sort of expected that would happen anyway, but he will be coming to Manchester United in the summer. The only issue with it is if we don't have Champions League, but I'm still hearing that he will come, which amazes me. Oran says, why do you rate RVP over Berbatov? Because Van Persie's better than Berbatov. He's probably 5 times better than Berbatov, and I take into account Van Persie's ability and what he did at Arsenal as well. He's 5 times the player Berbatov is. Ricky Clarkson, is there a Skype Goldbridge after the game? That's 2 hours away, mate. We'll see. But what I'm thinking about is this game's going to finish at 6:30. We're live at 8:30 again, and I've got to do my match reaction. So it's all about timing tonight. That's the only negative thing about this. Well, there's 2 negatives. 1, it's not on UK TV, and 2, 4:30 kickoff. What's that all about? But we'll have a quick changeover tonight, but we will be doing the Sunday night show, because there's lots of stuff I want to talk about, and you never know what's going to come out of this game as well. But definitely we'll be talking more about Griezmann, and I think there's going to be a lot of things coming out of this game. I mean, one thing that sort of comes into my head, and we haven't. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about this team. But should Carrick have really played against Feyenoord on Thursday night? He was good, but should he have played? Because for me, the most important game is this one, and he's not playing in it. And he's not playing in it because he picked up an injury on Thursday. You know, we've not discussed it, but actually, I think it's a valid point. Why should we have risked him? Will Griezmann start over Ibra, says Josh Hodgson? I don't know. That's a problem for next August, mate. It's not one that we need to worry about now. Andrew Thompson, I never fancied Depay, and also Varane, which was strange but true. I'll tell you what, when we signed Memphis, I was over the moon. I knew a lot about him. I'd seen him playing for Holland. I was over the moon. I thought, Liverpool wanted him, other teams wanted him. It was exactly, even though Van Gaal was in charge, it was the right signing to make. Everything was right. The only negative, and I remember doing it at the time, was his attitude. But you think, big time Charlie at PSV, coming to a big club now, he'll surely fall into line and sort it out. I think he's a bit of a Ben Arthur character. I think he's got an attitude, and it's all about him, and he doesn't want to buckle down, and he probably doesn't like being told off. And he clearly hasn't done that at United. But another thing as well is the Premier League and Europe is littered with players that do really well in Holland and then don't do very well anywhere else. Because to be fair, the Dutch league is poor. I can think of that Alves player that Borough signed years ago, Janssen, who's gone to Spurs this year. It's a step up, and you've got to come and work hard. Funnily enough, Van Persie did it, but yeah, different. Anthony Martial is a beast. Says, where is Luke Shaw? He's not on the bench. He's not involved. We said this in August though. When you look at the size of the Manchester United squad, This is what should be happening. Whether it's the players you want to be playing or not, this is what should be happening. That the players that we've got such a big squad, we should be saying every game, where's such and such, where's such and such, where's such and such. Unfortunately, a lot of those players have not been playing that well, so we've been looking at the bench and going, well, where's such and such? But this is not a great, I'm not, the bench isn't that exciting. I look at the bench today, and it's probably one of the first time. I mean, I'd love Martial to be on there, to be honest, but I do look at the bench, and I think apart from Fellaini, you've got Rooney in form, you've got Mkhitaryan in form, you've got Daley Blind, who's a very good player, an option to have. I'm just thinking who else is on the bench. Ashley Young, yeah, he could do a job, I suppose. But who else? Romero's on the bench, Fellaini's on the bench. So we've got Mkhitaryan, Rooney, Blind, and there must be one other who's a decent... Schweinsteiger. Yes, he got Schweinsteiger on the bench. Amazing. Amazing that I'd missed that. But here he comes. Mad Marcus, can you hear me?
Yes, mate, you're right.
I'm very well. As per usual, you're a bit quiet, so speak up. But do you have something you wanted to say?
I just want to say something about the team lineup, mate. I think, I don't know what Mkhitaryan's done, but what's he doing on the bench, man? Player, man of the match Thursday. Absolutely fantastic. Exactly what we needed. And he's on the bench. It can't be because he's tired, surely.
You know what though? I'm not too fussed because I didn't expect him to start anyway, and it doesn't surprise me that much. But I think little steps for Mkhitaryan is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know what I know a lot of people wanted him to start, but it's not necessarily a bad thing for him.
No, but the guy needs game time to adapt to the Premier League. Yeah. Now, if he's been out, well, he hasn't played for a good two and a half months. What better game to put him in after what he did Thursday than to put him in here with this on the wing over Lingard? And you got Rashford, on the right or the left, Mkhitaryan on the other. Plenty of pace there again, same as what we had Thursday. A creative playmaker. I know Matt is playing at number 10. And I don't think anyone's playing as good as Mata at the minute. But Mkhitaryan should be in this team, without doubt for me. Without doubt. And also, I'm glad to see that Darmian is getting a shout now. Whether it's on the right or the left.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting point about Darmian because, I said there's been so much to talk about in this game. With this lineup, the fact that Darmian, who wasn't even on the bench against Feyenoord, clearly just getting a rest, he just walked straight back in. It's quite an exciting thing.
Yeah, well, where do you think he's going to play? Because I actually think if he goes on the right-hand side, and we've got Blind, isn't it, on the left?
Yeah.
I think he's going to put Rojo and Jones obviously in the centre. So everyone's in their right position here. Their natural side as well, which is what I said to you on Thursday before the game. It was a missed opportunity there, I think, having Valencia in. So I think I'm quite excited about that. I'm glad Phil Jones is getting a run of games as well now. The midfield three picks itself, in my opinion.
I love the midfield three. I think it's Mata, Pogba and Herrera, and Mata not on the right as well, playing in the midfield as a number 10. Really excited by that.
Well, this is it. Everyone's in their natural positions now. And I think Mourinho is starting to get the gist now of what we want as fans, to see everyone there and everyone playing their right places. That's it. Mata is not a winger, as we know. He was player of the season 2 seasons, wasn't he, at Chelsea, playing at number 10. So I'm glad he's been given a shot here at number 10. And basically that's all I want to say, mate. Just that. But don't start calling me a Liverpool fan, boy. All right.
I knew you.
You're a Forest fan, right?
Hey, and Rob's none of that. Thanks for coming on, Mark. Get on the moderator and sort them all out.
I will do, mate. No worries. Have a good show. Speak to you later.
Pal. See you in a bit. And I've just noticed as well, we've got all the greats today. Draughty Devils popped onto the live comments, so got to give him a shout out because obviously. He does the studio for us. Do follow him on Twitter. He's done a fantastic video on Jesse Lingard today. I think it's at the Draughty Devil, but I'm sure he'll put it out there. But he's basically saying Mkhitaryan can only play in Europe. As soon as United are out of EL, we won't see him until next season. I can never tell whether he's joking or not. I disagree. I think Mkhitaryan, there is an element of truth if he isn't winding up, because I wouldn't have started him today. I think playing well in Europe is different to playing well in the Premier League. And if you start Mkhitaryan today and he doesn't do well, does he then disappear? Whereas actually, let's bring him on. Let's work him into the Premier League. Half an hour today, I would like to see him play. But let's see what happens. Thanks to Marcus, says Sandeep. I'm just setting up because we are getting very close to kick-off. And I just want to make sure that I've got everything set up for you. So I'm just going to try something. When the game kicks off, this is what we will do. We'll press start and the timer will start. Okay, so I'm not starting it yet. So however you're watching it, or if you're not watching it, whatever, pause your coverage, sync in with us. You'll get the best out of it. So that will start when the game starts. I can't believe I just had somebody come on and call me a Forest fan who actually, he's sacked, he's fired. It's a bit of an in-joke. But the thing with Darmian is that he's very two-footed. He can play with both feet very well. Dara Sweeney. Again, you know what? I've got to be honest. I've always liked Darmian. I've always backed Darmian. But I gave up on him in September. I thought we're never going to see him again because Jose wasn't using him. Again, another player showing that if you work hard, you will get into this team. And I'm all for it. I'm all for that. So really, really pleased by it. Very, very happy. And what am I doing? I need to get that there. Oh, stop doing that. Stop it. Stop getting it wrong. Let me move that down there. Got this is the trouble with doing this stream. Got so many boxes open. Stop expanding. That could be quite a rude thing to say. We are very close to kick-off anyway, as I said. And I want to get... that's going to be fine. So what we'll do with that is we'll move that to there. We'll get your live comments up and running. 3-1 is the score I'm going to go with. I'm confident that we can win this game 3-1 because that is what I'm saying. And I've lost where I need to be. Oh, I know why. I don't want you there. I want you there. Let's have a look at what people are saying on the live comments. Louise says I deserve it because I called him a Liverpool fan. Titan wants a shout out. Come on you Reds, says Dragon Gaming. Where do you see the game, says Rirari. Let's hammer the hammers, says Yor. Good one. I've never heard it before. I'm only joking. If you're new to the United Stand, subscribe to the channel. It's free. We are live virtually every day with live content. Do click the bell next to it so you get notifications when we are live. And we will be live tonight at 8:30. We're live every Sunday night at 8:30. It's our flagship show discussing the weekend. Lots to discuss. But we are very fast approaching kickoff. So what I'm looking for from you lot when the game is up and running is tactical stuff. I love that the most. I do love that the most. I want to know what people are thinking about who's doing well, who's not doing so well as we go into the second half, etc. Who you'd be bringing on, who you wouldn't be bringing on. Just general thoughts about the game, but also a bit of banter's good, a bit of jokes and everything like that. Do enjoy that. And the reality is the watch-along was invented on the United Stand with United fans because you wanted us to do it, because we all love United, and sometimes, you know, people can't go to the games, they don't go to games, whatever. You sat at home, you're surrounded by people who don't really know a lot about football. That's what the United Stand and the watch-along is all about. It's for people to get involved and feel part of something when they're watching United. And I tell you what, it grows and grows. It wasn't something I was massively positive about when we started doing it, but I couldn't do without it now. I couldn't do without it. It's brilliant, and I really do enjoy that shared banter that we all have when we're watching United. But this is it. We've been waiting all weekend for this. Titan has had the shout out. Just before the game does kick off, I need to get the timer ready. We love to get 1,000 likes on the video because, as you'll see as this game kicks off, it's massively about you once it kicks off. I'm reading comments out the whole time. So drop a like on the video. We always want to get 1,000 likes on a watch-along because it's your show effectively. So please do hit the like button. It's just below the video. That would be great. But the game is about to kick off. And as soon as it does, I will start the timer for you. Just listening into that now. He's about to kick it off. People still saying they can't believe Mkhitaryan's not playing. Believe it! He's not playing. Hopefully we'll see him in the last half an hour though. But the game is off. The timer should be up on your screen. And let me, Jeff Stelling doesn't have to do this. A lot of work goes into the United stand. That's all I would say. And I'm not even talking about me. You've got people like Ross coming on. Draughty Devil obviously sorts out the studio for us. Paul doing the website. But you know what? It'd be nice to have a producer. We've got to win then. Let me get where's my live comments is just frozen for some reason. And also get involved in the live comments because some people are not able to watch this game, so it'd be really useful if you're just letting them know what's going on, etc. Don't do what you're doing there, Salim, trying to put links in because they'll be blocked. It's illegal, so you can't whack live stream blocks into there and you will be blocked for doing it, unfortunately. Somebody's watching the United game with the sound from Southampton versus Everton game. Turn off the sound for Southampton versus Everton. What are you interested in that for? Supermat, of course you can have a shout out. We're up and running. West Ham has not scored. It's 0-0 at the moment, and it's a free kick. Oh, apparently West Ham may well have scored. I might be slightly behind. West Ham have scored. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Sorry about that. It's a cross from West Ham. I have got a slightly delayed stream, obviously, but we are losing. Sacco for West Ham. Cross coming in. It was a free kick. This is not... I did say 3-1. I'm trying to find out who we blame because that's what I always look for. Zlatan, I'm hearing. Yeah, Zlatan's fault. Zlatan loses his man. But to be fair, Rojo as well, nowhere near them. We've got to win today. We've got to win today. That is bloody ridiculous. Could be Chelsea all over again. We're like Dracula at the back. Awful on crosses. Nothing De Gea could have done, by the way. Right, well at least it's happened early on, but it's West Ham have done absolutely nothing to get that. Really poor start, but we are 1-0 up. We're 1-0 down. God, don't think we're 1-0 up. What are people saying on the live comments? You blame the ref. Payet took a dive. Says, well, we can't blame the referees. We blame the referees all the time. We should be good enough to beat these. Be interesting to see what's going to happen now, whether they're going to sit back or whether they'll come and have a go. Payet with a great assist. But who is the ref? What a start, says Chocolate Thunder. We're losing already, says the Carrick fan. We are. I'm always reticent to do this and slow at doing it when we go 1-0 down. But the score's about to change. We are 1-0 down for the moment, folks. Was it Sacco who scored for them? He says. I think it was. That's what's going up there because, to be honest, I don't care about being accurate when it comes to the Oppo. 1-0. Draughty Devil, what's the point in dabbing if in the next game they're rubbish? Good point. It was only Feyenoord. Feyenoord's defence was poor. Long time to go. Let's calm down, says Saga. But foot raised there by a West Ham player on Phil Jones. That's not good news. Sacco should have been booked. Don't think he did get booked. Don't think he got booked. Shocking. My bet jinxed. I actually did go with I went with a 1-3 3 to United. So hopefully they can turn it around. But it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Because I expect West Ham will naturally just sit back now and defend, which is their prerogative. I mean, we're awful at crosses. It really frustrates me. I'm sure it frustrates you lot as well. We can't, somebody just saying in the live comments there, well, maybe we'll get a draw. We can't afford a draw. A draw's not good enough. No way. We've got to win today. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and City have all won. They have made, they are 3 points ahead of us from Friday. We had to, winning today was virtually a non-event because we just needed to win. We're literally the most inconsistent team ever, says Valdenas, or as. The problem is, it's the same thing against Chelsea, isn't it? The problem is you can't win games. You can't win games if you don't defend well. And Zlatan's culpable there, I'm afraid. Don't worry, we'll score 3. We've got the goals in us. The ref is worse jamming my head something about the ref there. We should not play 4-2-3-1. We cannot depend on Carrick, says Anthony, which is very, very true. We can afford to draw and we can win, says Hannah. Doesn't make any sense. Come on, United, says Linksy. We need to win today, says Indy Tagger. We do. Are you stupid, says Rizky. No, I'm not. It's just the way I come across. We concede too much early goals, says Rasta Tone. So many mugs on this chat. West Ham are going for another. I mean, no, we need. Thing is, West Ham have been awful this season, and we should not be letting them come to Old Trafford and get a result. I mean, I haven't even contemplated the fact that we could lose this game. I just haven't. Why should we? Man City, Chelsea next week, says Assad. Yeah, so things could get a lot worse because Liverpool are away to Bournemouth. So if they win and City and Chelsea draw, they will be top. I mean, this season could get bad, but this is early days. All we can do is focus on ourselves. But all I would say is if we can't come back from this and beat West Ham, then, And what I would say as well is what I always say is that you can only look at the manager. You can only look at the manager. Don't mean that. You can only look at the players. I'm getting panicky. You can only look at the players. It's not the manager's fault that people aren't picking them. I know Zlatan lost his man on the corner on the goal, but we're not winning the first ball either. Zlatan's in with a chance here, doesn't get a good connection. What a surprise! Don't understand this centre back pairing. Not going to win titles with Rojo and Jones, says Priest Puncher. Man United shall win. Go on, Man United, says Finlay Costello. Can't believe we've started like this again, says Hamza. Whoa, I swear I hate watching United, says somebody else. Zlatan again, not clinical in the box. It was a half chance apparently, but not clinical in the box. We're bad from a losing position, says Muggy Ruffy. Well, let's see what happens from a losing position, because we are in that. A lot of people asking me how I'm watching. I haven't said I'm watching. Zlatan almost scored. I've got something in my ear. Hey, YouTube. Where lots of people asking that. Hello, says Zeshan. Can somebody explain how Mkhitaryan only played one game recently and received man of the match but isn't starting? It doesn't make any sense, says Celine. I actually haven't got a problem with that, to be honest. I think he needs to work in slowly. I'm fine with that. We're losing this game because we can't defend crosses, and we don't score from crosses either. So people don't say, but what I'm saying is we don't score corners, we don't score from set plays, and we concede a lot of goals from crosses and corners. It's not rocket science. We need another Vidic. And people say, I don't want Manolas because he's not very quick. Manolas wins nearly every aerial duel in Serie A. We need somebody who can win every aerial duel. There we go. There are people posting up fake scores. Don't listen to them. You'll get the score direct from what I'm listening to. So don't listen to that. There's people just winding up. It's not 2-0. It's 1-0. I do agree with what people are saying in the live comments. Zlatan needs to book his ideas up. Very critical of Rooney in August when he said, I don't have to prove myself to anybody. And I think he did need to, he has had to prove himself to everybody. And that's what he's doing at the moment. He's renewed and he wants to prove everything wrong. Zlatan says it as well because he's brand Zlatan. That's what he's like. When it's good, it's brilliant. The arrogance is brilliant. But he's never played in the Premier League before. He's never played for Manchester United before. And what he needs to do is get some effort and start putting some of these chances away and start concentrating. He should not have let that goal happen. It was his fault. He lost the man. DJ Singh says we need a Vidic, plain and simple. We do. It's a massive part. He would go and win everything. We wouldn't have conceded the goal. I thought it was a well-worked goal by Arsenal because of poor defending from Rashford. But to be honest, that cross would not have been scored because Vidic would have won it. We haven't got a player like that. "11 minutes in, we've not really conceded. We've not really created anything." And West Ham look like they are comfortable, energetic, and the thing is, an early goal. I think Herrera's been booked as well. No, he hasn't. Well, apparently he got the ball. You can't blame the team for individual mistakes. Well, you can't blame the manager for individual mistakes, and we've made plenty of them this season. Plenty of time left. Thanks, Corey, who says he loves all our videos. Obviously, we are live at 8:30 tonight with the weekend review, United review, so God help us if we lose. That'll be interesting. I don't really have an angle. Other than there's a break on the left for United with Lingard. Passes to Rashford. Cleared by West Ham. Bastian is on the bench. He is. Jack Dixon says that there's a problem because Mourinho just sucks up to Zlatan, which, in fairness, there probably is a little bit of a problem because he never subs him and he probably won't drop him. But the thing is, I still believe that Zlatan is one of the best strikers in world football. I just don't think we've seen the best of him yet, and hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. Lewis, no, I'm not. That's an earpiece. Marshall should be given a shout out. The only thing I'm watching is your live comments, which is why I'm reading them out. Rashford overhyped. Welbeck, move the ball and score. Win. How is it? Pogba shoots for the sky. Shout out, please, says Tiboy Gaming. Rojo out and Jones out, says Ron Passer. Well, the goal was Zlatan's fault. He's not picked up his man, and that's what... I don't think this is going to be a Chelsea game because we're not against the team that's going to win the league and we're not playing away from home, so I don't think we're going to get battered 3 or 4-0, but it's frustrating. I mean, Manchester United, we very rarely, ever in our history of me watching them, no matter who the manager is, concede early goals, but we do concede early goals a lot. There's a break for United now, and it's gone beyond Rashford, which is a shame. Still got it in the corner. United are always better in the second half, says Mad Marcus, and West Ham have cleared. James Richardson is here as per usual. What is going wrong at United? Well, we're only 15 minutes in, but we're just poor defensively. Poor defensively when it comes to set plays, and that's why we don't score many crosses either. But we're moving it down the left now with Darmian. Mata's not really got into this game apparently. I mean, a corner I always feel for Manchester United is just you may as well give them a goal kick because we do absolutely nothing. The shot there coming in from Mata, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. We have the people, says Madinata. We do. We do have the player. We have the people. There's a few people getting on Pogba's back. I just don't think people understand what Pogba is. He's not a player who's going to score 10 goals a game. Mata should have done a little bit better there. Shout out Jack Lynch. I like United, but they're not playing well. We played very well on Thursday. We played very well against Arsenal. We played very well at home against Burnley and Stoke. We just didn't pull the ball in the back of the net. I don't think it's anything to do with us not playing well. I just think you can't over-egg the pudding on how bad. I mean, there's a lot of people like Jonathan Rice saying then we're terrible. I don't think we are. You can't flick from one thing to another. We were brilliant on Thursday night. We were good against Arsenal, who've gone and beaten Bournemouth at home today. Everyone else is picking up results, and apart from Chelsea, when we play other teams, we play quite well, but we're just not picking up the points. And you can't you can't expect in a home game when we've played so well to concede a free kick in the first couple of minutes and then to defend it so badly and give a team that's got no confidence a 1-goal lead. I mean, West Ham have just got loads of confidence from that now, and we've given it them. We need to go and buy some proper defenders. I mean, I think the confidence of the team is, it's not going to be high. It's not going to be high when you think you're going to take that momentum and confidence from Thursday night into today, and you 1-0 down straight away. West Ham beat us last year. They did, but I think West Ham are a different kettle of fish at the moment. If we signed Manolas, I would pair him with Bailly. Thanks for that comment, Johnny. Let me just do something. Where'd you go? I really loved your comment, Johnny Barnesino, but you might want to go and create yourself a new profile because you won't be commenting on here again. Cheerio. Ban Mark, says G. Strachman. Me? Jatin Lalawani says we're too consistent. We can't be in the Champions League if we continue getting beaten. We have a great squad, but cannot put the ball in the back of the net. A lot of us are struggling today, not being able to watch it, and I know some people are struggling to be able to listen to it. But I presume a lot of you are watching it because we need your live comments, so you can tell us, all those in the live comments, what's going on as well. You do worry as we are 20 minutes in, and by no means are United taking hold of this game. It's very 50-50, and I don't know what that was. West Ham have grown in confidence in this game. I tell you what, I'm going to be totally honest with you now. If we lose this game today or we don't win it, I'm going to be, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I think we're in a bad situation as it is, and we're trying to get a spin on it, saying when we start playing well, we'll start picking up the points. But you can't drop 2 points at home to Burnley. You can't drop 2 points at home to Stoke, and you can't drop points at home to West Ham and hope, especially the way this season's going, to sustain a challenge to get the top 4. We're miles off. We're miles off as it is. We're 9 points off the top 4 at the moment. The way this stands, we can't do it. I mean, Thomas has just said there we're 12 points off Chelsea. Forget the league. Taking too long to get hold of the game, says Thomas Charlton. No Carrick, no party, says Jesse Lingard. I think what's going wrong in this game, from what I'm hearing, is that it's just an early goal has totally and utterly disrupted United side that is still struggling for leaders. Say goodbye to Jose if we lose, says Armin. No way will that happen. We do need new defenders. I agree with E-Wolf 100 full. And there are defenders out there. You've got to go. The thing is, I think from the goal, Zlatan probably is a little bit culpable, he is culpable, it's his fault. But I still think that the defender can go, when you see that goal back, and you can see it if you're on Twitter, is Rojo or Jones or somebody's got to go and win the ball. I think Vidic wouldn't really care about who he was marking because he would bank on going to win that ball. If it was anywhere near him and his marker, he wouldn't give a shit about his marker because he'd go, right, that's in my area, I'm going to go and win that. I think what we do as defenders, and a lot of clubs do it as well, you get so preoccupied by who you're marking that then the ball drops into your area. If that player, barges you or gets a good move on you, you don't win that ball. You've got to go. If the ball's coming into your area as a defender, go and attack it and win it. And we haven't got anybody who does that. Rojo doesn't do it. Phil Jones doesn't do it. I think Bailly, seems like ages since we've had Bailly playing, and I know he was a revelation, but I think he was that sort of player who did that. But we need somebody who does it. And then if you've got somebody in your own box doing it, they suddenly become a very big asset in the opposition box, as Vidic was. And Evra was very good at it as well. And we just got nobody. Luke Shaw, I know he's not playing today, but Luke Shaw is over 6 foot. You don't think of it because he's a fullback, but he's big. Right, I'm hearing that United have scored, but what I'm listening to isn't that good. But hopefully this is sounding good. There's lots of people commenting, and it is. Zlatan has scored. It's a header. It's a chip into the box. Well, it's not a chip. I don't know who gets the assist, but it's 1-0 to United. That is what we wanted. Let me tweet out the goal. Zlatan. Well, he's done what he needed to do. He sorted it out. He made the mistake on the goal. We're only 20 minutes into this game. It's 0-0 again, effectively. And we're happy with that. I think we're very happy with that because we need it. And I've got my little GIF I'm just tweeting out. There we go. 1-0. 1-1, sorry. Pogba with the assist, says Vico. Chipped it forward about 30 yards and then Zlatan's in it. It's probably poor defending by West Ham, really, but who cares? Who cares? We're 20 seconds behind Mark. Well, as I said, it's not on in the UK, so I'm having to listen. So that's frustrating, isn't it? But you can be 20 seconds behind with us if you want. An unbelievable ball, says Tyler. 1-1. Very reliant on you today. So thanks for everybody with all that, but it was a Pogba assist. Tony says I'm watching it. I'm not watching it, Tony. I'm looking at your live comments and I'm listening. There's my camera. There's your live comments. There's what's in my ear. And if I was watching it, which I know exactly how I could watch it, because I'm not going to tell you how, but I can watch it through America up to up. I wouldn't be 20 seconds behind, so don't worry about that. One. Oh, what's going on? 1-1. 1-1 and Zlatan scored for Manchester United. We've got to get the win. Doesn't matter what happens, we've got to win it. We should go on and win this game now. The problem is that you go 1-0 down against the run of play, and they sort of hold out for 70 minutes and you can't get a goal. Football talk. Mark, do you go to any of the games? Well, yeah, I'm actually sat in a game. I'm sat watching a game now. How do I do watch-alongs and then go to Manchester United games? I used to go, before the United stand's only been running about 18 months, I used to go to probably about 5 home games a season. I haven't been to a home Manchester United game. I've been to Old Trafford a few times, as people will know, but I haven't been to a home game in 2 years now, which is a bit frustrating. But we made a commitment to the United stand, and effectively, if I went to the games, we wouldn't be able to do live match reactions or watch-alongs. So it's a decision that we made. And but lots of people offer me tickets all the time, and we normally can find somebody to go. So Man United moving the ball quite swiftly, says Shubnam. Glad to see Phil back, truly. Jones is blasting out there. Rohan. Well, what we've got to do now is just not make any more mistakes. It's a worrying thing because I just think United are... it's a problem with United at the moment is that if West Ham can get free kicks, especially with the delivery of Payet, if they can get free kicks in and around our box, then that is a problem, isn't it? Doesn't matter how much we dominate the game, they can cause us problems. So hopefully we can stop that. But everyone started your Christmas shopping? Right, we've got another free kick for West Ham here. I don't know whether anything's happened with it yet. Free kick for West Ham then. Nothing came of it. Oh, what have I done? I closed all my internet down. Twat. 2-1 to United apparently. Oh, God. The wrong time. What's Marino been sent off for then? I've just totally missed this. Josie sent to the stands. What for? You know, loads of people are saying it. I've just crashed my stream that I was listening to there, so I've got to get it back. What a great time for that to happen. I blame the UK for the ridiculous thing that doesn't allow Manchester United fans to be able to watch Manchester United play. But let me know. Ridiculous. He's probably going to get a massive ban then now if he's been banned from. I'll be back. Right, I'm back with you. At last. I missed that bit. Pogba got a yellow and Josie wasn't happy. And he kicked a water bottle and he got sent off. Ridiculous. So I presume people are just thinking that's a joke because it sounds like an absolute joke to me. Who's the ref? I've just seen the goal. Good goal from Zlatan. Well put away, but he really couldn't have done anything about it. Marino sent to the stands for kicking a water bottle, says Kevin McGee. Mo kicked a water bottle because of Pogba yellow card, and he sent him to the stand. Another referee then, isn't it? It's another referee using it as an opportunity to make a name for himself. It makes you absolutely sick. Let me just do my tweet about that because... Sickening, the agenda. The sad thing is he'll get a big ban for that as well. It makes me absolute sick. I mean, let's have a look what people are saying. Ross is obviously watching the game. He said that was dreadful defending, followed by that was a fantastic goal. So there we go. But half an hour gone. I'm not on Skype, so I can't check it. Sick decision by the referee. That's right, Marimo. Go Red Devils. We need a very good start. Pogba misses the next game. Well, that's good to know. That's probably why he's kicked the thing, isn't it? All United fans do is moan. Whoever you support, you're watching a Manchester United game and stream. So jog on. We love United, we love. Pritesh, no comments on that, thanks. Jonathan Moss is Moss, he's the referee. Yep. Marcus, can you ban these trolls? Dab, Man United, Irons, how do you watch it? It's great to see a bit of passion from Mourinho. It's nice to see a bit of passion from Mourinho, but it's also frustrating to see when that passion is, they just seem to be intent on taking passion out of the game, and it makes me sick. I just can't believe that with Mourinho. If I'm totally honest, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting that a referee would do that. And it's like they come to Old Trafford with this agenda of this is what we're going to do. Any little opportunity we get, we'll mug him off. We'll get him. Don't you worry about it. We'll get him. And it just makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. We've got to win this game. I totally agree with that. We have. You just start to feel that things are going against you a little bit when you're not getting those that run of play. But that's shite. Absolute shite. As you may well have guessed, I'm having a few problems at the moment. I've sorted it out now, but it's problematic to say the least. And it's the constant crap we have to put up with in this country, to be honest, when people decide not to televise Manchester United games. It makes you sick. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll get it set up again. Don't worry. Southampton are beating Everton 1-0 for anybody who actually gives a shit. Okay. That's better. When trying to find something that I can listen to that is not so far ahead, behind, sorry, and I think we've done it. Right, back in the room, back in the room. I mean, live comments back. It's just like, you know, you get back to 1-1 and the game's starting to look like it's going your way again, and then they go and send the manager off. I just find it disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. But just, I'm not surprised by anything. It's just constant though. We don't get any penalties. Our manager is always getting, you know, picked on or sent to the stands or anything like that. It's not a coincidence, and it just makes me laugh the way people think that it is. It's not a coincidence. It's a bloody joke. That's what it is. And they need to do something. Well, what can you do about it? The only way to do anything about it is to start obliterating the opposition, so that they can't cheat. Because it's farcical. Right, I need to just change my time because I have sorted it out now, and I'm not that far behind. So stop it, and I'm on 37:20. Start. Okay. Right, back in the room. We're back in the room. Right. Nothing's happened. Should close the Man United toilets to West Ham fans. Chance for Rashford. What a miss. I didn't see it, unfortunately, or I didn't hear it either. So I will be back in the room in relation to that now. Lingard is having a good game, says Alex C. The ref is West Ham's best defender. Man United, you moan a lot, Mark. No offence, pal, says Isham. I think if you're passionate about Manchester United, you do moan. This isn't new for Jose. He's never really been one for the rules. Come on, United, says James Gibbon. For me, we've got a whole half now. We've got back into this game. We've lost our manager, but we seem to be starting to get in hold of the game again, which is good. People saying they don't trust Mourinho's decisions. I think this game's sort of been dictated to by the fact that we started off going down within no time at all, and we need to do a little bit better. I hope you can earn all success in the future. We do get a lot of non-United fans here. Rashford missed a 1v1, says Ray Donovan. Mourinho's reputation receded. I don't think it does. I just think the FA can't stand Mourinho, and it now feeds into United. There's a corner for United at the moment with Juan Mata. Only team to lose to West Ham is Man United. Nothing comes of the corner as per usual. Jose should be himself no matter what. I agree with that. Let's get it. The atmosphere is lightning. Well, the atmosphere will be for us now, and I think West Ham are starting to feel the pressure a little bit. But I worry about United. I do worry about United because I just think, you know, it's 1-1 at the moment, and you know, we don't want to be. We've got to get to 2-1 first, but we don't want to be 2-1 and then defending that lead again like we were against Arsenal last week. We need to be beating these sort of teams like 3-4-1. I went 3-1. It can still happen. Mickey and Bastian should have started, says Oscar Wilson. Unrealistic, I think, that should happen. Valencia's got it in a decent position. Cross comes in. He's overhit it. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. West Ham clear. Blue Moon is rising, says Fergus Carrigan. Don't give a shit about City or Shitty. United are the team, says BI Gaming. The FA can't stand Mourinho. It's been blatantly obvious this year. Conan Hughes. I think it is. You know, you look at the amount of times that City and Liverpool get penalties and we don't get penalties, and then add that to the amount of times that Mourinho's been treated by the referee, it's just a joke. Valencia's having a good game. The back line is rusty. Yes, I do worry. The Rashford chance, I have actually just seen it. He should have scored. He should have buried it. Good line here from Drawty Devil at Drawty Devil on Twitter. So Mourinho gets sent off for abusing a plastic bottle, but it takes over 30 years to expose sexually abusive coaches. Political and true. All over Mourinho like a frigging rash. Still 1-1. It is 1-1. Cool guy. I love your name. Well, no, it's not your name. You just said it. The referee is a fat knob. I think United fans are just getting a bit tired of it now. We never get penalties. We're constantly having our manager picked on. They won't break us. The harder they squeeze us, the more they'll mess up, because United are bigger than the Premier League, and they're trying to put us in our place, and it won't happen. United are bigger than any club in England, and they are bigger than the Premier League. I'm not saying we're better, definitely not better. We know that the league doesn't lie, but as a brand, as a club, we are the biggest draw. Another corner for United. Why they score, then like straight away. Like the video, please, says Marcus. It'd be lovely to get 1,000 likes. We'd like to get 1,000 likes. And I tell you what, we're only 80 subscribers off hitting 53,500. That'd be brilliant. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do. And please, the only good positive thing for me is obviously we've got to bloody win this game. Header goes over the bar from Pogba. The positive about this 4:30 kickoff today is that it's a very quick turnaround for us, because we always do 8:30 on a Sunday review show. It's going to be unmissable if we drop points, because I don't even know how I'm going to react, because I can't contemplate us dropping more points at Old Trafford. But 8:30 Sunday tonight, do subscribe to the channel and do join us at 8:30 tonight for the Sunday review, because we always say how it is, and we need you as well. And it'd be very, very interesting if we don't manage to win this game, which I'm confident we will. John Smith says, Mark, I'm confused. I live in America. What? I don't understand why you're struggling to watch the game. Well, this is the ridiculous thing. Manchester United are a British club, and British people cannot watch the club they support unless they go to a game that is sold out. So you cannot watch your club play in the UK because it is not broadcast anywhere. So people are forced to go and find alternatives to do it, whether it's through listening through it, whether it's through finding streams and watching it, whatever. It's a bloody joke. And they come up with this nonsense. I mean, we can't even watch Zlatan's just headed wide. We can't, from the 6-yard box, it was a difficult chance. We are unable to watch El Clasico, Barcelona Real Madrid, because they're playing it at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. That's nothing to do with not being able to watch La Liga. It's because of some stupid archaic ban that prevents live football being shown in the UK between the hours of, I think it's 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock on a Saturday. So we can't even watch La Liga, the El Clasico, because of that stupid rule. It's a stupid rule that they brought in because they don't want people to not go to games and just watch it on TV. But it's irrelevant when it comes to somebody like Manchester United, because we sell our ground out every game. You could sell United out 3 or 4 times every game. So if you're not at the game, and it's just show it on the bloody telly. There's loads of people who would do it. We really would. Adster's just subscribed to the channel, which is fantastic. I've just really hurt my foot, and I don't know why. Liam Coughlin, it's annoying not be able to watch it. You know what I find the most annoying thing is when we're not 3 or 4-0 up. I remember when you're watching it on Soccer Saturday on Sky and that, and every time Jeff's going to a game and you're thinking he's going to come and give a goal. I'm trying my best to report it to you. I know there's a lot of people watching it, so you're really important to us today. And I lived in Ireland as well. You can watch it there. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I understand it if you support somebody rubbish like Liverpool and they struggle, or Man City, who struggle to sell their ground out. So I can understand why Man City would we don't want our games to be on the telly because we want people to come to the games. But in the case of United, and there are other clubs as well, there should be a yellow card coming to a West Ham player there. It could be Zlatan for 2. Oh, he's missed it again. A great chance right in the box, fed by Pogba. And again, when he's got time to think about it, he hits the defender. He should have scored, said Farah. It's on NBC, says Ali Dunk. It is. And West Ham are very, very nearly in now. Be bloody typical, that would, because it would just highlight exactly what the problem is with Zlatan, but it's well tackled. Anti-Sham saying bring Lingard off and put... the ball apparently just did hit Rojo's hand in the box, but he's so close to it. You know, Zlatan... If Zlatan could score, we would be... we'd be challenging for the title. He just misses so many times. And I know he has scored, and that sounds a little bit odd to say, but you know what I mean. It's frustrating. Well, it's going to be half time. It's going to be half time. So get commenting and give us your thoughts. Kurz has just subscribed to the channel. Thanks for that. But for me, it's bad defending and bad referees that are costing us this season, and it's doing my blooming head in. But we're through. Oh, good save by the West Ham keeper. I think it was Herrera. I'm hearing, is it Herrera? There's Lingard running through. A decent shot, goes for a corner. May as well give him a goal kick because we won't score from that. But it's encouraging for the second half that we'll come back into it. And to be fair to Lingard, he's pushed wide and he's under a tackle. So it was a good try, as Conan says, and their keeper comes and gets it. We are absolutely shocking at corners, folks. Absolutely shocking. But bad refs. I mean, I would go as far. Corrupt refs and bad defending are costing us. I mean, that would be my thoughts. And have your say on the half. I'll get Ross, who I know will have been watching it. So are you starting to get that feeling that I'm getting already, that this might just be another bad day for United? Because I'm definitely getting it, and I don't want to get it. I don't want to get it, of course, but I'm getting it, and I just never contemplated that could happen to us today, but it is starting to feel like one of those days. Let's get Ross on the Skype, get his thoughts on the half. But for me, bad defending, and you can't give... You know, Premier League's competitive. We saw... I watched the first half at the Emirates, and Bournemouth were the better team in that game. They deserve to win the game. They've gone... You know, Arsenal have come back into it because Bournemouth didn't take their chances. But if you give teams a goal start, like we've given a team a goal start today, then we're always up against it. Ross, can you hear me? I haven't got him on yet. I'm trying to call him. The Mourinho sent to the stands thing, just very quickly, an absolute frigging joke. Sent to the stands, sent off for kicking a water bottle. I mean, what are we doing to football? What are we doing to football? Where is the passion in football? Why can a manager not be frustrated with a decision? We get frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. So why can we not get frustrated? But it's just every single time they're coming down it. Ross, can you hear me?
Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Give us your thoughts on that half, pal.
Mate, it's the most frustrating half I think I've ever watched for Manchester United in a long time. I mean, look, I know it wasn't a sending off at the time, but do you know? Well, sorry, sending off. Dive. It was a dive, but Mourinho was just acting out of frustration, and I don't think there was any actual proper dissent there at all. So I was very, very shocked at him getting sent to the stands. I think that's just the anti-Mourinho brigade out in force again, to be honest. It's the FA era, to me, are an absolute joke. And you know what? I think the players can go out there and prove them wrong and show us what we need, really. And that is we need a result.
Yeah, we cannot afford to drop any more points in this game in this season, and especially not at home to West Ham. I'm shocked and surprised, but there we go. I mean, apparently I'm watching it on a stream, which I'm not, which is exactly why I didn't see Rashford's chance one-on-one. And I've seen the goal, and I've seen both goals, and I think they're both. Well, from what I was listening, they blame Zlatan, but when I watched it back, I think Zlatan is at fault. But I just think United massively miss a Vidic sort of player to go and win the first ball. We mess around trying to mark players, and we just concede. I'm just terrified every time West Ham get across, because they've got a player in Payet who can put a good delivery in, and we can dominate them like it sounds like we have, but we're at risk every time they get a chance. I mean, Zlatan scored a goal, but then he gets another good chance with his feet and he misses again.
Yeah, the Rashford, I mean, it definitely should have gone in. I mean, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Even if he just took it round him, it would have been 2-1. And same with Zlatan. I mean, it was a great block by Ogbonna, but at the same time, Zlatan, he hesitated. He realised that he had a bit of time, and there was a huge hesitation, and it allowed Ogbonna to get back. And you know what? I don't want to say it, but this game is crying out for Mkhitaryan on and Rashford off, because from the first minute you could see that Rashford wasn't up to scratch for this game. I'm not saying that it should happen indefinitely, but especially now. And I don't think Mourinho will make the change at half time, because I feel like that will impede on what Rashford his learning and development. But if I was Mourinho now, I'd be putting Mkhitaryan on straight away and taking Rashford off. I think we'll see Mkhitaryan after 60 minutes. I don't think we're going to see Schweinsteiger based on the way the game's going today at all. But I'd like to even see Rooney on there, because I'm looking at Lingard, and yeah, he's doing all the running, but there's no end product to what Jesse Lingard game is, and where at least with Rooney, if he gets the chance, I feel like there's end product there. So I'd even take Lingard off for Rooney and Mkhitaryan on for Rashford.
Yeah, I mean, we said it, didn't we, at the start of the game, that we wanted, I can sort of understand why Mkhitaryan didn't start, because it's like tiny steps, and Premier League is very different to Europa League. But I'm not happy every time Marcus Rashford plays on the left. I often get asked, who's your favourite Manchester United player currently? And I always say Rashford, and that's not because he's head and shoulders anything else. It's just because he excites me. He's come through the youth product, and I think he can be one of the best players in the world. But he's not a left winger, and I think we are so imbalanced with him on the left. He's all effort and everything like that, but it just does. I just think the wings were something we highlighted before this game, and I think unfortunately we are saying it again. I would get Mkhitaryan on. I'd probably even consider getting Rooney on, putting Mata to the right, Mkhitaryan to the left, and going like we were the other day. Yeah,
definitely, 100%. We are suffering on the wings. Like I say, that creative spark that Mkhitaryan showed on Thursday, if we had that on the pitch today, it would be a big difference. And we highlighted earlier, like you said, the crossing ability of our wingers. I mean, we're not going to get a cross from Jesse Lingard, and Rashford's trying his best with crosses, because Rashford actually has a good cross, but we're not getting the quality there that we need. And I'd definitely take off Rashford, and I'd take him off at half time. I think in games like this, there's no love lost. You can't keep players on just because you feel like it might damage their mental state. I think he's got to come off at half time, arm around the shoulder, say it hasn't been your game today, mate, and bring Mkhitaryan on, and Rooney as well. Like I keep saying it, but I think Rooney can make impacts. Especially Rooney always scores against West Ham as a rule, and in games like today when we have a lot of the ball, I think that even put Rooney up front with Zlatan, because it's all us. All they've got is a hit on the break, and they're not even executing that well. So put them all on.
I think West Ham's threat is through. Is because they've got Payet, is through the dead ball, and that's 100%. What concerns me. I mean, we've got to get 2-1 up first, but I think even if we do get 2-1 up, I'm just fearful that we will go and make the same bloody mistakes as we did in the first 2 minutes. I mean, you can't concede goals that early. That's frustrating. And I know Chelsea were on a different level to what West Ham are, but we ruined that game by letting them score. And I don't think West Ham. I think if we'd just kept a clean, if we hadn't let them score, I think this game would probably be over by now, because we would have been allowed to. We have done it to a certain extent, but we would have imposed our confidence from the other night. We'd have gone ahead, and maybe we could have got 2 or 3. But we've got a battle on now. We've got a real battle on, and I think I sense you're the same. I would make changes.
100%. I don't want to keep talking about it, but we've got this. There's going to be the whole Mourinho conspiracy, FA. It's all going to come up again, and what I've seen on Twitter is everyone's sort of having a go at Mourinho, but people forget that this is weeks and weeks of frustration. That us not getting decisions all built up, and all he did was kick a bottle, for crying out loud. I mean, and this decision, right? I know he dived, but it's not that. It's the weeks. It's the consistently poor decisions from referees, and the fact that referees seem to get it absolutely bang on when it's against us. But if anything goes for Manchester United, we haven't had the rub of the green in months, and I think this needs to stop. And I'm disappointed. I mean, all right, there might be a sign of dissent there, but he kicked his own drinks bottle, for crying out loud. I don't really see the problem there myself personally, and it seems like the referees are just waiting for a chance to send Mourinho off, and as soon as they get that sniff, he's gone. And I heard yesterday there was a comment from Jurgen Klopp to the fourth official saying, swearing a lot, saying, what the bloody hell was that, basically. And to me, swearing at a fourth official is the biggest sign of dissent you can have. But yet he gets away scot-free. Mourinho does one thing wrong, he gets sent off, and it's disappointing. And that the crowd are on the referee's back, so the referee's going to, in the second half, be even worse and not give us absolutely anything. So if we're going to win this game, it's going to have to be through pure quality, and we're almost playing against 12 men out there.
Oh, we definitely are. I mean, I don't know what people in the live comments are thinking about that, but I mean, I said it in the first half. It's beyond a joke now. Mourinho's had this happen numerous times in United as United manager, but on top of that, we're not getting any penalties. We're not getting them. And I said it about the Liverpool one yesterday, which was a stonewall penalty, but I still tweeted out and said, yet another penalty for Liverpool. And all the stupid Scousers are there going, oh, it's stonewall, mate, and all that, however they talk. But the thing is, a stonewall penalty at Old Trafford isn't a penalty, and that's the whole point. It may well be stonewall, but it's not a penalty at Old Trafford, and that's my point. Maybe there are penalties for Liverpool and City, but we've had 4 or 5, and we're not getting these decisions. So I understand why he's got frustrated, but I'm interested in what people in the live comments think. Do you think Mourinho has let us down? Right, let's bring it back to the second half then, Ross. Are you confident we can turn it around? I don't think you'll make any subs at half time.
I'm 100% confident. I mean, this game, West Ham are there for the taking, and as you say, if we didn't concede that goal, we'd be absolutely flooring them right now. I mean, stupid by Jesse Lingard, but I think we'll come out, and I think Mourinho will fire him up at half time, because he will get the team talk, obviously, and I think we'll come out there with a massive point to prove. And I agree, I don't think he'll make subs at half time, but I think the subs that he make will have a huge impact on this game, especially with their tiring legs, and he needs to get the right ones. And I don't want to tempt fate and say this is going to happen, but if we do go 2-1 up, he needs to learn from the Arsenal game and not make a defensive substitution, and keep pushing and push for that 3-1.
People saying Pog fraud again. I mean, just don't watch what games they watch. I mean, the setup for the goal was fantastic. He's not meant to score 20 goals a season. He's a box-to-box midfielder. And if you watch United, which a lot of you bitter rival fans do, don't pretend you don't, if you actually watch Pogba, he's getting better and better by the game, and he's a box-to-box midfielder. Ridiculous comments. But the last time Mourinho got sent to the stands, was it Stoke? It was Clattenburg, wasn't it? And it was half-time.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it might have been Stoke. It was a stonewall penalty for Darmian.
Yeah, so hopefully that won't impact on us too much. But I don't know how far we are off from kickoff yet. Does anyone know? Is it
pretty much any minute now? I think it's.
All right, I will let you suit off then, Ross. Thanks for popping on again.
Thanks, mate.
Here's hoping we get it back in the second half.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
It's not easy being a United fan this season. It's not easy, is it? You know, me and Ross, we were talking before the game, really happy with the way the team, you know, maybe not the team we would have picked, but could see sort of why he was doing it. And then within 2 minutes, we're down because of a silly defending. And then a few minutes later, our manager sent to the stands for kicking a bloody bottle when Klopp's swearing at the fourth official yesterday. It is ridiculous. But we've got to turn this round. We've got to turn it round. It's in our hands to do it. We've got 45 minutes. We've got to do it, and I think we can. I think we've got to be positive and hope. But it's frustrating. It's very frustrating, and everything seems to be against us. But that is the way life can go sometimes. I'm not going to, say that anything other than that. But it's difficult. It's difficult for us. We must do better. We must win this game because there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go if we don't win this game. As I said, we're live tonight at 8:30. We've got Alex on. Live comments will be up. But it'll be a very difficult show to be positive about if we haven't won today. And I at this stage, draws are like losses. So we've got to produce this result today. We've got 45 minutes to do it. I'm fearful as we go into the second half about West Ham and their what was I going to say? Them on crosses. They do cause me fear because I just don't think, and I think it's something I've sort of said for a while now, that we need to go and buy a defender who will go and win the ball. Talking about it in the first half, Vidic, he'll mark his man, but if that ball's anywhere in a leap for him, he gets rid of his man and he goes and wins the ball. What we're defending like at the moment is, I'll deal with the ball if it's near my head, but I'm watching my man, and that's why we're conceding too many goals. We need a dominant centre-back to go and start winning the ball. And I know Zlatan gets the blame for their goal, but Rojo's next to him. He could have been dominant. It's a team thing. We defend badly at corners and we attack badly at corners. And I say corners, I know it wasn't from a corner, but it's the same thing. Crosses into the box, set pieces, whatever. But we've got time to sort this out. I don't believe there's been any substitutions. Juan Mata's in the centre circle, ready to get going. I'm just waiting to do the timer, and then we'll be off. So we are off. Let me get my live comments back. That's the most important place to be. Come on, United. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. United will win 3-1, says Ado, but I hope we do win 3-1 because that was the score I went for, and I haven't been right this season yet. We deserve a win, don't we? We've had such a bad season, 12 points behind Chelsea at the moment. Well, 11 because we're drawing. 8 points behind Arsenal. We've got to get 3. We've just got to get 3. I mean, the reality is we've got to win this game. We've got to beat Everton at Goodison next week. We're not equipped to do that at the moment. Our defence is just not good enough. Mata's not injured. He just took the kick off, Harry Kane, so he's not. Get hold of the midfield. Get Mkhitaryan on. I mean, Herrera's come in and anchored the midfield, which he can do at home. But we do, part of me, Pogba's suspended. You're right. Pogba will miss the Everton game next week, which I can think of alternatives. We shouldn't worry. I mean, you could just move Herrera further forward. We went to Everton last year under Van Gaal and played and beat them 3-0, and Herrera was fantastic. So, get Carrick back fit. Put Herrera further forward. But we're digressing. We've got to win this game. Edibor has subscribed to the channel. Thank you. One of those days when we lose today and win on Wednesday. Oh, I've got no. What is the League Cup? What is the League Cup? Why are we even bothered with the League Cup? All the League Cup will do is win you is get you back in the Europa League. Not bothered about the Europa League. Apart from don't want to qualify for it again. If we're in it as we are. Rooney's warming up. I don't like bringing Rooney on when we're 1-1. I'm not a big fan of that. It just doesn't, because if Rooney plays like he has for the last 2 years, it's a problem. But maybe we are missing a little bit of leadership. Ludwig's gone 2-1 to West Ham. Anything can happen in football, mate. And I don't think West Ham are out of this game by any means. In fact, they're on the attack at the moment. Fellaini warming up. Why would that if we bought Fellaini on, I'd have real concerns about Mourinho, because what does Fellaini offer in a game like this? He's not the only one warming up anyway, Fellaini. Mkhitaryan is as well. Callum Barnes, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Oh, Metalist for me says that Pogba will be banned for the league game, the League Cup game, and not the league game, which is good. Yeah. Calvin Storms, a new subscriber. Thanks, pal. Fellaini warm up behind Mkhitaryan is the biggest concern. Love the channel, says Ray Carl Brown and Marie. Thanks to everybody who has tuned in today. It's always a difficult one when it's not on the normal UK TV, but we do our best, and I think, you know, ultimately it's always worth doing a watch along, because we can share frustrations, and we are frustrated. But I'm nervous because I think even if we can get 2-1 ahead, I'd be nervous, because the way West Ham are setting themselves up is they're trying to get free kicks in and around the box to put balls into the box, because we are poor at it. Best player on the pitch, Red, says Payet. Mickey Dripper 93 subscribes to the channel, thank you. And Beanhead. Fellaini is just a waste of space, says Barry J. I'd agree with that. We seem to have a few Arsenal fans on here, but Beanhead is a subscriber, and Cool Smith. And are you in the Mid-Gaming Beast? Do you think some people are just saying that they are subscribing for a shout out? Rashford is still on that left wing. I don't really rate him. He's just gone out for himself. Beat 2 West Ham players, then beats himself. He's just not a left winger for me. Absolutely love him. I'm going to tweet it out now. Absolutely love Rashford, but he's just not a winger. Well, and we need natural width. If you're going to have Zlatan in the box, we need natural width, and he's just not a winger, and he's certainly not left-footed. The last I checked, so funny old day. I mean, I suppose the ironic thing is that Pogba got booked for a dive, didn't he? And obviously Mourinho has reacted, so the FA are going to be on very firm ground to have a pop at us. But he's a good player, Antonio, for Chelsea. He's one of their better players. For West Ham. Hashtag the only Billy. I'll give you a shout out for subscribing, pal. And Mad Luke Floyd 628. Ray Carl Brown. Amori saying he doesn't like Rashford on the wings. I can't stand him out on the wings. I think Herrera might be going in the book. High foot. He'll be under suspension very soon. Herrera's had a few yellow cards, hasn't he? I don't know whether the ref's booked him yet, if anyone can confirm that or not, but the West Ham player is injured. FIFA PL 2123 is subbed and likes the video. Good. If you are a new subscriber or you are new to the United Stand, it is a family, the United Stand army. It is about saying how it is. It's been bloody difficult for 18 months watching United, and I think a lot of us get through it by doing these shows and commenting and everything like that. But it gets exciting in the summer for the transfer stuff, where we get hopes up that we're going to be good again, and then it doesn't happen. That's part of being a fan. But if you are new, I would encourage you to watch tonight at 8:30, because that is our favourite show. It's the show that the United Stand started off. When we first started 18 months, we only used to do one show a week, and that was Sunday review at 8:30. So it was our first ever show, and I think it's our favourite show because it's topical and we talk about everything that's gone on in the week. So do join us for that. But we pretty much have daily content anyway, whether it's live previews. Tomorrow night at 8:30 it's a Skype in show, so you can Skype in and ask your questions. That's going really well. We're enjoying doing that. So just get involved, spread the word if you know other United fans. But West Ham are on the attack at the moment. It's a corner for West Ham, which is not good. He's going to have to make changes, isn't he? He's going to have to make changes. What's the number to call in, says Dean Forbes? It's on Skype. So you've got to register yourself on Skype, and then it's Mark Goldbridge on Skype. Just Skype me, and we get a few people Skyping, but we'll try and get as many on as we can tomorrow night. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people Skyping in if we don't win this game, which nearly wasn't possible because West Ham win another cross and it just goes over the bar. We are shockingly bad at crosses. It is really, really bad. It's really bad. I don't want to keep saying it's really bad, but it is really bad. And to be honest, I think West Ham are probably... I mean, Edibor makes a good point. Jose's a good coach. It's the players. I'd agree with that. Mark's saying that we're getting lag. I'm not getting any lag here, so and everything's running fine. So I don't know what that's all about. Thomas Williams, has Mourinho been sacked yet? We won't be sacking our manager. Another draw incoming. I can't live with another draw. I'm just keeping it down on the low down at the moment, but I cannot deal with another draw. But the reality is West Ham are on top at the moment. As bad as that sounds, he's going to have to make subs. We're 17 short of 1,000 likes on this video. I'm sure it's going to whiz over 1,000 now. You know what to do. If you enjoy it, please do drop a like on the video. Mourinho won't do anything for this club. When will you guys wake up, says George James. I think he's already made us better than we have under the last two managers in 3 months. The problem is a legacy of bad signings, and the squad is riddled with mediocre players. Another cross is going to come in from West Ham now, and unfortunately, De Gea had to make a good save because he went for a shot. I presume it was Payet, who's actually probably been their best player, and he's got a corner. It wasn't going in anyway. It was going over. Man United says, great save by De Gea. It was going over. He's obviously got no concept of where his goal is, De Gea, there, because he's panicking. Because he got beaten by him from a good free kick last year. But that wasn't going in the goal. It was going over the bar. Why are you so negative, says December 6. I don't think I actually have been negative today. I mean, if I have, I apologise. I'm not being negative. United are just all at sea at the moment, and they need a kick up the backside. He's going to have to make some substitutions. But I'll tell you why I'm negative, because I'm fed up of these players who play for my club just not doing enough. We are not, we're at home to West Ham. And I know Manchester United have got a long way to go, but it's shocking. Shout out for Paul Clayton. Pogba is slower than me vaping, says X-Pazar. Take Ibra off, take Rashford off. Are you standing? Yes, I am. We've hit 1,000 likes. Thanks everybody for that. Let's hope United can hit the back of the net and win this game. We don't deserve to have another week. I mean, it defies belief that we could end today 11 points off the top, but more importantly, that's how bad it is. 8 points off fourth. That's took me for 6 there. 8 points off fourth. Thought I was going to have a heart attack. Just need to take it easy. Thanks, Red Diesel. I think you need to set up a new YouTube account because you're not going to be commenting on our videos anymore. See you later. I do spot the odd TWAT on there who thinks that they can come on and just say what they like. We're not having that. Ewan the Gaming Beast says, where do you think Manchester United will be at the end of the season? I don't even know where we're going to be at the end of this game, mate. It's not like Leicester or Burnley or Stoke where we're actually dominating the opposition. This is a very 50-50 game, and West Ham will at this stage be feeling quite aggrieved. I don't know whether you chuck Mkhitaryan into a game like this, but it's they're well in this game. In fact, West Ham, whether it's us just playing badly or not, West Ham are probably one of the best teams who've played at Old Trafford this year, which is worrying, really. There's you know, they very nearly beat Spurs last week, though, didn't they? To be honest. We won't be getting another manager. A lot of people are sort of on about Mourinho, but he's going to have to make some substitutions. I mean, how long's gone? We've only got half an hour to go. I don't know whether this game... Umar's saying bring Schweinsteiger on. I'm not convinced. Don't bring Fellaini on. I agree with that comment from Atisham Malik. It's painful to watch this game, Abhishek says. It isn't great today. Get Rashford on, says the law of attraction. He's got to make substitutions. I don't know whether he will want to chuck Mkhitaryan onto this game, but West Ham are in the ascendancy. I agree with Saddam. I think if United don't win this game, I really do think we'll have to focus on the Europa League, because it's ridiculous. We've got to win this game. We've got to win it. I'm just Drawty's just sent me a little it's on his tweet at Drawty Devil. He's just I didn't see it in the first half why Mourinho was sent off. Ridiculous. But West Ham are absolutely for me, I don't know what everyone else thinks, they are the best team that's come to Old Trafford this season. I don't know whether it's because we're playing bad or not, but we are not dictating this game at all. We're having to work really hard, and you just hope at some point they just start to think about maybe we'd like to take a point, and they take a step back, because we're not getting hold of the midfield. Ray says it's the first it's our poorest show at home this year. I would agree with that. I just don't know whether it's because West Ham have, I mean, Bilic is a good manager. It's just bloody typical that they find some form. But Football Talk says I should be not USA president. No. Please. Come on, United, a lot of people are on about it at the moment. I mean, there's a lot of effort and endeavour from the likes of Rashford and Lingard, but I just, you've got to have some end product, and I just don't think we have. I've just been called a ginger prick by Phil Roach. Let me have a look at the thing. Yeah. You need to go to Specsavers, mate. I've never been a ginger, and I don't even look like I am on the stream, you prat. We've got to attack, says Volden. I think we're trying to attack, but we're just not getting it right. Do you watch True Geordie? No, I do not. I don't really like to swear much myself. Sometimes I do it out of frustration. But that is a shocking pass by Pogba. He just didn't need to play it so far ahead of him. But I don't like the word "see you next Tuesday" being used as much as he uses it. It just puts me right off. But I know some people do like it, and fair play to you. George Moss wants a shout out. Time is running out. Herrera's still not doing enough, says Scholes Legend 18. I just think in a difficult, against your Burnleys and your Stokes, Herrera can run the midfield as a defensive midfielder, but it's not really Herrera's position. Herrera is a box-to-box midfielder, and he's not a holding midfielder. And I think against better opposition, that will be exploited a little bit. Mark Leeson says, "Are you gay? Does it matter?" No, I'm not. But why is that even a question? Here comes Mkhitaryan apparently. Fair enough, as Zlatan has scored, but we need more. Mkhitaryan's coming on. That is good. Let's certainly see who he's going to come on for. Although apparently might not be. Mkhitaryan and Rooney. Who would we guess it's going to come on off? Surely it's going to be Rashford and Lingard. I would hope it wouldn't be Mata, but it's always Mata. Fellaini's coming on as well. That would be an absolute tragedy if we did that. Rojo gets turned again, just as I hoped for. Rooney and Mickey on. Well, we might be 2-1 down before they get on at this stage. Mkhitaryan coming on. The ball's got to go out before that'll happen, so I'll fly a tweet out. Well, at least he trusts Mkhitaryan in when we need him, and this is the sort of game that if he could somehow come on and have an impact like he did the other night, then it would force his way into the team, wouldn't he? West Ham are just massively in this game, and we're struggling to break it out. I'm just reading the live comments and people are on about Fellaini. I cannot see Fellaini coming on, and I hope we're not going to see Fellaini coming on. Mickey's coming on for Mata apparently, and it's Rashford off for Rooney, and it's looking like it's Mata for Mkhitaryan. I wouldn't have took Mata off. It's always Mata. Why is it always Mata? I don't think Lingard's had a good game. I don't know, maybe, I just don't know. Well, we've got 25 minutes to try and find a result. Soccer as we like it, it should be Lingard. It should be Lingard, I think, as well. Right. I'm just blocking some people, don't worry. But it's not 2-1. Lingard's been good, says Garen Bailey. I mean, to be fair, I can't really give a fair assessment on it, having missed large swathes of the first half. Andrew Thompson says, on the other hand, Lingard stays on, shocking Mourinho. Come on, United, get a grip. I think, in fairness, Roma Dude saying, why didn't Mkhitaryan start in this first place? I think, in fairness, you know what I'm going to say, and I hate to say this, is because when we played Burnley and Stoke and Arsenal, we deserved to win all three of those games. No doubt about it, we deserved to win those games. In this game, you've got to, I know it's hard when you're so loyal to a club. We don't deserve to be winning this game. I hope, hopefully that's fate will allow us to win the game when we don't deserve to win the game, if you know what I mean. But we're not, West Ham have given as good as United have, and let's just hope in the last 20 minutes we can pull something out, because I just would not be surprised if West Ham won this. And if West Ham, well, even if we draw it, what is your reaction at home? If we don't win this game, how are we feeling? We've been saying for over a month now, we've got to win the next one. We've got to win the next one. And if we're not winning the next one, what's happening? Mkhitaryan's just been took out totally off the ball. It should be a yellow card, and he doesn't even book him. It's shocking. The ref's just a joke. A joke. Has he already been booked, Antonio? I'd love to know if he has. I mean, I haven't got time to sort of start looking on everything else, but it was Steve Lim, if you don't like it, go and watch something else. But comments like, please stop with the negativity, when we're all passionate Manchester United fans and we are drawing at home to West Ham, it's not negativity, it's passionate, it's passion, mate. And, you know, I hate that sort of comment. It's bloody ridiculous. Oh, stop with the negativity. Do you think it's acceptable for Manchester United to be 8 points off 4th place, drawing at home to West Ham, and actually not even deserving to be ahead? It's not negativity, it's realistic. You know, remove your head from whatever arse you've got it up and see the light, pal. I'm sorry for that, but it winds me up when people start saying stop being so negative. Like 1-1 with 20 minutes to go at home to West Ham is acceptable. I mean, Jesus Christ. Shvi Mello comes out with a very good point. Another disappointing result after a Europa League game. It's true. We're not going to score from a corner. Corner comes in, corner cleared. Oh my good night. We might have to win the Europa League. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. At United Stand MUFC is our Twitter. I can't stand the Europa League, but to be honest, I said it before the game. If we can't win today, then we're going to have to focus on the Europa League because it's too big. It's too big a gap. It's too big a gap to catch 4th place. You know, people say, "Oh, it's only November," but it was only October. It was only September, and the reality is, it's 4 teams. The top 4 are ahead of us by nearly double figures, and they are not. And the trouble with it is, the team that's in 4th place is the team that basically is super glued to 4th place. They will never give it up. Arsenal, we will not catch Arsenal. Will we catch Chelsea or City? I don't think so. I think they're going to be going for the title. And Liverpool, I don't even want to talk about Liverpool. Unless they're going to fall like a stone. I just can't see any of them 4 this year dropping like a stone. I just can't see it. So we've got to win games. And this is Old Trafford. You know, we're not at Upton Park or whatever crap place they're playing at now. This is Old Trafford. We've got to win this game. Rooney's playing out on the left at the moment. People are asking like that. I'm ignoring anybody who says stop being negative now. I've had my rant about it and you won't catch me again. Live Wired Red B says the season was over before we'd even played this game. I hate corners. I really hate United having a corner. Why do we just not give it? You should just give it to the opposition. I'm going to check something because it's really annoying me about that foul that Antonio did on. If he's on a yellow card, I'm going to lose it. 70 minutes. No, he wasn't even on a yellow card, so why didn't he give him a yellow card? A blatant yellow card for that foul. Crap. He's not booked any. Oh God, Rojo's an absolute car crash as well. No, United for life. I do not win Watch the Jungle. Thomas Sear, United deserve to lose. I don't think United have been very good today. You've got to be honest about it. You know, we did deserve to beat Stoke. We did deserve to beat Burnley. We did deserve to beat Arsenal. But unless we can produce something in this this last 15 minutes, which I'm not convinced we will, Adam, you says Manchester United don't have world-class players to produce something out of nothing like Hazard, Sanchez, Aguero. We do. We do have players to produce something out of nothing. Shamin says that we deserve better than a draw. West Ham have just parked the bus. I think they are now. They are now, but I don't think they have parked the bus. Trying to switch the play a lot at the moment, which is not a bad idea. Lingard shoots straight at the keeper. We're doing better now, says Ben Flatters. We're still pressing, says Marcus, Mad Mark. Second worst start in history, says Delta Daz. Surely not. We need a goal, says Herman. The understatement of the year. Mark, I have a feeling that Mourinho can't make the players connect and pull for him. As strange as it sounds, I'm afraid it is true. It's disappointing if that's true, Ray Madood, because I thought we turned a corner. I know it was only the Europa League, and I know Feyenoord's defence was threadbare, but I thought we had turned a corner, and I mean, our season very quickly, if it doesn't change, is going to turn into picking a team that you want to win the league other than Liverpool, because that is, it's a ridiculous situation, because I do back Mourinho and I think he's the right man, but in many ways this season is worse than any of the last 3 seasons, just because of what other teams are doing, especially Liverpool, and we've never had that before, where we're not getting the results and then Liverpool are. Mkhitaryan is playing at the moment, Bukhla, the legend. He came on about 10 minutes ago with Rooney. Mata went off and Rashford went off. I mean, Rashford at left wing, I think, if you're being critical, was just an odd decision. He's just not a winger. But I didn't really have a problem with him not starting Mkhitaryan, because he played on Thursday, 80 minutes. But, in hindsight, if we don't win this game, the press are going to be all over our manager, and I just hope the players won't be as well, but there's still time. But I cannot see it. I've just got this horrible impending feeling that we will not get the result today. It just seems to be doesn't it? It really does seem to be what's going on with United. We're just not getting the rub of the green, and by the rub of the green, I'm massively opposed to luck or anything like that. But bad defending cost us that first goal, and then the whole game changes. Prab, what would you say to the boys? Yeah, is it a goal? Offside. I don't know. It's offside. To be honest, I don't know that it was offside. Mkhitaryan hit the post, and it came back, but the person who hit it in off the post is offside apparently. Borderline offside. When it's against you, it's against you. Should have been 2-1. I think we should have given it. I think it's borderline offside. Maybe it is offside, but What would you say to the boys, Mark, says Prab, if I was in charge now? Well, I wouldn't be able to say very much because a manager doesn't go on the pitch. I'd probably now... I don't know. There's nothing I can say that Mourinho wouldn't be able to say. And if the players aren't responding to that, then, you know... A good shot by Pogba, saved by the keeper, goes for a corner, but we won't do anything from a corner. Clippity Clop, do you rate Liverpool? I don't think about Liverpool. I don't want to think about Liverpool. 100% offside, says Snygin. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Another corner cleared. 12 minutes left. I mean, I'd be fearful of United, actually, if we did score. That we'd sit back and let them, you know, like we did against Arsenal, get a late goal and then sit back. We can't do that. I mean, West Ham have not been in this game for the last 20 minutes. A draw is worthless. 10's in, I agree with you. Mickey is making the difference, says Abhishek. Chance Freeman wants a shout out. Mickey will get us a goal or create it. It's not meant to be for Manchester United in the Premier League this season, says Barry J. Yeah, but we don't want our season to be over at the end of May, at the end of November. At the end of May is fine. End of May is fine. That's normally when most seasons end. But we don't want our season to be over at the end of November, and I really do think it is. If we can't get a result out of this, it is. But the thing is, you know what? We can talk about luck and everything like that, but everybody plays 90 minutes. We're playing in front of 75,000 United fans, more or less. And if we can't win the game, then you don't deserve to win, do you? Simple as that. As soon as I said West Ham aren't in this game, they've started to come into this game. Rooney's free down the left at the moment, but West Ham have got players back. And Rooney cuts inside, cross comes in. Zlatan's header, still in the box for United. Pogba, it's going to fizzle out. Who would you sign if you were the United manager? God, where to start? I would go and sign Manolas because he's good in the air, and I think we wouldn't concede that first goal today if we were good in the air. We need a Vidic sort of player, and he is that sort of aerial player. As bad as it sounds, I would go and try and get someone like Aubameyang, because I just think, as much as I like Zlatan, it's not working not having a fast player up front, and we're not, in fairness to him, we need width. We need people to put the ball in the box, and Rashford and Lingard are just not putting the ball in the box, so that's another area. We need to go and get people who can put some balls in the box. It amazes me that we play Zlatan and then we don't put any crosses into the box. It just absolutely stuns me. I don't know what you lot think, but it just amazes me. I think the team's a bit of a mismatch at the moment, and we need a defensive midfielder. I just wonder if he's going to chuck Fellaini on. That's my fear, because we're just trying to get a goal, aren't we? Rashford will score late, says RDM Gaming HD. He will score very late because he's not even on the pitch. He's gone off. The ball's just breaking down now. I think it wouldn't surprise me if West Ham went up the other end and it's got a goal. Is this your full-time job? No way. Who's your favourite Man United player? Been asked that so many times. It is actually Rashford, but not that anybody's doing fantastically well at the moment. We've only got 8 minutes left, and I really do think it's 8 minutes to save our season. It's shocking. But United we're still pushing forward a little bit. Last 10 minutes, Fellaini is coming out apparently. Zlatan again has just missed another chance. I don't think, just for those people who've gone about Schweinsteiger, there's not been any movement or look that he's going to come on the pitch anyway. So I never thought we would use him today. I don't care who scores, you know what. To be honest though, the thing is, if we do score, obviously I want us to score. I'd be terrified because this team's not set up to defend anything. I bet we'd go and sit back. Oh, God, United. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that West Ham will nick a goal and win it, you know. We're just slow, aren't we? We are really slow. You put Rooney and Zlatan on the same pitch, and it's slow compared to what West Ham have got. Pogba could have got sent off there. He pulled somebody over. Oh God, Fellaini's coming on as well. Well, you know what? It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fellaini comes on. Rest in peace, 3 points. Because they're dead. I don't understand that. I mean, it's not, we've already got somebody who's 6'3" on the pitch, and it's not effective. So why are we going to put somebody else who's big on the pitch? I think that substitution, if we don't win it, I'm sorry, it's going to be just a tree to hit Mourinho with, because it's just fucking ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. If JP Gamer, if Fellaini comes on and scores, nobody's going to be more than happy than me. And I've always said that maybe as a last 5-minute option, Fellaini's a good option. But I'm not being a hypocrite, because this isn't the sort of game where we're bombarding West Ham's box and they're camped in their own box. That's not what it's been like at all. So I just don't understand why we've done this. I hope it comes off, I really do, but I just think, oh God, another 2 points dropped at home. It's just bloody ridiculous. You never know. You never know. We've just got zero pace on this team now. He is just sticking in the box though, so I hope he can. I don't care. I don't really care. Randall flag. The tree is not United quality. Never has been. I totally agree with you. Get Moyes back. Says Will Collett. No, mate, we're not that bad off. And Fellaini's just given a free kick away as well. I think he might have even been booked. They just had a very, West Ham have actually probably had the best chance. They've just had a shot and De Gea saves it. It should have been It's why bring that absolute embarrassment of a player even onto Manchester United pitch? Fellaini suspended for the League Cup game, says Barry J. I wish he'd be suspended for life, mate. This is absolutely shit. You know what? I said this during the game, and I don't know what angle to take, but I don't know what angle to take on this. We could not afford to not win this game, and lo and behold, we are going to lose it. And we've had ages to get back into this game, and we've just not been able to do it. Toothless. What you know, who is to blame? Who is to blame for this? Because for me, it just comes down to the width is the problem. I don't understand why West Ham are the team on top at the moment as well, which is hilarious. That Cresswell should be red carded for that. It's just you should send him off. It's just blatant. It's not a yellow. That should be a red. Right in front of the ref as well. Can we produce? Can we win it late on? I don't think we've got no chance. Oh, we've got a corner. I'll tell you what. We won't score from a corner. United just don't score from corners. And JH says Fellaini not even winning headers. This is the biggest myth anyway. He never wins headers. I was sort of mocking him then to try and get on the end of a header. But no, unable to do it. Another yellow card for a United player. No, Skype Goldbridge isn't tonight. Brown plays. It's tomorrow. It's the Sunday night show at 8:30 tonight. You know what? I'm getting to a point where I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't know how to find an angle for this, because it's just disgraceful. It's disgraceful to not be able to get a result at home. Any United side, whoever your manager is, whoever you are playing in the team, you should be beating West Ham at home. And that's no disrespect to West Ham. We should be beating West Ham at home. It's... Austin Agard says Mourinho was a hero on Thursday, now you all want him out. I certainly don't want him out. I've not said it once. That's not the angle I'm going at all. I just... I'm stunned that this team... They're on the thing about Rashford, not Rojo. I thought he was going to shoot then. He normally does from 30 yards. Mkhitaryan, cross coming in. Rooney into space. Oh, I just won't drop for the right player at the right place. And decent tackle in there. Ron say, people are so brain dead if they think that Fergie would be able to do anything with this team. I stayed up until 5 a.m. for this, says Matrix Fly. I feel sorry for you, mate. I really do, because I think it's one of our, probably our worst performance at Old Trafford this season. Austin Agard, 20 minutes ago you backed him. I still back. I'm sorry if people have taken this the wrong way. I'm not backing the manager. No, don't take that from this result at all. Not at all. I will not be going down that route at all. I disagree with some of the things he does. I don't understand why we bring Fellaini on with 8 minutes to go when it's not that sort of game. But I think you've got to look at the players, haven't you? You've got to look at the players, and I'm sure that's what he will do, because it's just not good enough. 1-1 at home to West Ham. You know what? It's just not good enough. I can't give you the solutions. I can't give you the solutions. Because I'm not the manager. I'm not paid to be the manager. But we've not, whatever anybody says, we've not created enough chances today. We haven't. I can't think of enough. There's been a couple of chances, one to Zlatan in the first half, probably should have done better, but they weren't. I think Fellaini's just been an absolute redundant substitution. Done nothing apart from getting booked. And West Ham are going to make a sub. We're just about out of time now anyway, everybody. We will be live at 8:30, obviously. We'll be live at 8:30 to somehow try and digest this weekend and what it means for Manchester United. But what it actually means is we are 8 points off 4th place. You cannot, I don't believe, and I'll be absolutely ecstatic to be proven wrong, you cannot get back to 4th place with eight points down. Carrick can't start, and the referee, just to top it off, the referee has blown on an attack, which I do not get. I'm stunned, folks. I'm stunned. I'm disappointed. You won't get an apology from the players because they don't come out and apologise for shit like that. But I'm disappointed, disgusted. I don't blame the manager. I'm going to take 5 minutes to set up the match reaction stream, and then I'm going to hit it hard because I think that needs to be done. Watch out. Subscribe to the channel. Watch out on Twitter. We will be live in 5 minutes. I'm going to take my time about this. I'm going to set the stream up, and then I'm going to do a match reaction. And I apologise if you don't like people who go off on one, but I am going to go off on one. But I just want to make sure that I get it right. I'll be back in a few minutes.